All right. All right. There we go. Okay. So I'm live on at least those two. And then on Rumble, bring that up. Yes. Okay. All right. Sorry about that, folks. Just wanted to make sure that I was streaming on Twitch and YouTube. I was streaming on Twitch and Rumble, but because I also have the schedule on YouTube showcasing that I stream on YouTube also. But hopefully y'all like the new voice. I am Demo now. But with the new schedule being 7 o'clock my time, 8 o'clock Eastern time, I wanted to make sure that I was streaming on all platforms that I am able to stream on, so that way I can give out the content that I want to get to everyone that hopefully, bids and see. But there will be periodic times throughout this that I will go ahead and be off the screen and let y'all watch a couple of videos. But long story short, I'm going to teach y'all how to make $5,000 in 1 week using only social media. Now, of course, you do technically have to have a following. You don't necessarily have to have a massive amount of people on, let's say, YouTube, TikTok, and all that stuff. As long as you can pull in traffic and divert that traffic, well, all around you, okay? My fault. Uh, ah, my whole self. Anyways, I will teach y'all how to make at least $5,000 in a week. Now, will this be a guarantee 5,000 in 1 week? No, you probably will have to understand how to master free traffic and also how to master conversions in order for this to really happen. But I am going to give y'all the strategy because y'all do deserve that. Now, as y'all can see, I have a whole bunch of different, well, not really a whole bunch of different, but if I scroll down my timeline, or my homepage, I should say, and you see that I have a whole bunch of different content on here, there is a reason for that. The reason why there's a whole bunch of different content is, yes, I do like to look at a whole bunch of different things. Yes, I like to engage in a whole bunch of different topics, but the one thing you don't see is how to make money with all of this content or make money with specifically one type of content. Now, let's say you enjoy, I don't know, basketball, okay? You are actually able to make a training formula, or, well, not training formula, but maybe a training course. There we go. You are able to make a training course on how to become a better basketball player and then give away the sense that what they go ahead and do with that, or with that training can possibly get them to the pro leagues, okay? So let's say it's just a whole bunch of high school and college kids or kids in middle school and look at this and see you doing basketball on TikTok or on YouTube or Facebook or whatever. If they see you doing that and they're like, oh snap, wait, all these drills I've never seen before, maybe this will get me up to the pros, and then somewhere along in your training course you say, oh yeah, this will get you up into the pros. There is a way for you to use the NBA. There's a way for you to use basketball drills from other people, like the professor. There's ways for you to go ahead and implement all that stuff in order for you as an individual to be making $5,000 a week. Now, let's see, U.S. presidents making fishing or tier list. That's hilarious. AI, as you can see right here, if you use AI and you're able to download a whole bunch of different voices, and some of the voices can sound like Donald Trump, Joe Biden. Do you know off of Adventure Times? You can literally pull in roughly 2 to 3 thousand just doing a voiceover content and YouTube. Yes, it will take a lot of time for you to grow. However, if you're doing some specific like fishing lures, if you have a affiliate link, or if you yourself create and sell fishing lures, you are able to possibly make $5,000 within a week by literally having all your videos specifically state that you're, in the business of fishing lures, and I'm telling you about the best ones. If you want to purchase these, hit the link in my description. That's the type of thing you want to do. And this, in a sense, yes, that is essentially what you want to be doing, but there's a way, and there is really a formula to follow when you're trying to make $5,000 in 1 week. Now, if you're trying to make $5,000 in 1 week, there's 2 things that you need to understand. 1, traffic is not the same on every platform. And 2, conversions are not the same on every single platform. Your best bet at making $5,000 a week is literally YouTube. YouTube probably has the most concentration of wealthy people involved in it, and then the second best one will probably be Facebook, and then after Facebook it will be TikTok, Twitch, Instagram. If you're doing specifically, fishing lures or something like that, if you're doing like cosmetology and beauty, Instagram might be the best one for you, and then YouTube, and then goes over to TikTok and else. But excuse me. Ooh. Ooh. Burst that. But if you were specifically doing something that is like me, pull this down real fast. Whoopsies. Daniel, that's the show. Alright, there we go. Okay, so let's say you're doing music. With music, it really depends on what style of music that you actually produce. For instance, if you're doing something that's close to type music, you will probably actually want to do TikTok before you do YouTube. But then it will be TikTok, YouTube, and then the rest of the platforms. But if you're doing music, and obviously you're sign up for like Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal Wave, on the platforms where you stream your music, you're going to use social media to basically get an audience over to those platforms and stuff like that, so you can possibly make $5,000. But when it comes to selling your own music, obviously use Gumroad or use something similar to Gumroad that will allow you to use your money the way you want to use it. But in a serious sense, you want to try to do something more on the lines of TikTok first, if you're doing like popular type music, then YouTube, and then all the other platforms. Or if you're doing specific genre type stuff like syllables per second fast rap, like that, you probably won't get a lot of people on TikTok to be interested in doing videos on that, and that won't push you out there for a whole bunch of people to listen to. That you'll probably want to do on YouTube, then try your luck on TikTok and then all the other social media platforms to get more money. Now, if you're doing something like politics, if you're doing like politics, or if you're doing anything that's like a reaction type thing, if you have a community built, you would go ahead and do your reactions the way you would, or you would do your political content the way you would, and then literally have either a community built around that will want to pay, I don't know, 5, maybe 10, possibly even $25 a month on Patreon, or another community-based service that you can find. You can charge for that. All you need is 1,000 people as a bare minimum to make that 5,000 within a week. Now, obviously, that's going to be a lot tougher, but it is doable. You just have to have that good luck. Evolution of commercials. you can literally create a product teaching somebody how to make an infomercial for their own stuff. So you can literally create a course on that. Get a whole bunch of people interested because you may not know this, but infomercials actually do have an audience of people that want to do infomercial type things on YouTube and then switch it over to comedy. Kind of like how Big Jaw and Meeks did with To the Max and, Meeks little comedy shows and stuff that they do. Um, it almost was like all the small skits were infomercials to all the bigger stuff in the series that they were creating on YouTube. So, if you make your own type of movies and stuff like that, you can sell all your movies on Gumroad. You can go ahead and make music. You can go ahead and sell your music on Gumroad. Or if you're a streamer only when it comes to rapping, you can do that. Again, if you're doing basketball and you know how to do drills and stuff like that, you can do that. What's this? Pets, don't worry about that. Music, I already talked about. If reaction channel, what else was there? Oh yeah, plants. If you are a farmer or you are a florist or somebody who grows vegetables, anything like that, and you have an e-commerce store, or if you just have a recipe book that you want to give out to people, you can literally charge a subscription-based model for that, or you can go ahead and charge like a one-time fee. You can do that on Gumroad, you can do that on a different platform or anything like that, but you literally are able to make as much money as you want to as long as you get the right audience. Now, if you're doing Cards Against Humanity with the cat, obviously Hero will probably be the best thing in this case because everybody recognizes the cat, and I can't really allow this to play on all the way through because there's some messed up things that be happening. Or if you do scary dark stories. If you do like scary stories of any source, you can literally go ahead and give a guide of the equipment that people need in order to do scary stories. You can give them a website to go ahead and look at, and if you got the website monetized with ads outside of like Google AdSense, you can make a pretty good. You can make a pretty good penny with that, and then literally with your guide added on to that, you can make about $5,000 within a week doing it that way. If you do gameplay content, you can easily make a community where people have to donate in order to change a rule inside of the game, or if they want to be a player inside of the game, you can have that actually happen. There's a lot of different ways you can make $5,000 within a week, but the main focus is understanding how to get that traffic. Now, on YouTube specifically, that's all I know, YouTube specifically, because keywords, as you can see over here, keywords is almost everything. Actually, if I come down here, put in YouTube again, and then go over on my channel. Alright, as y'all can see, a week ago, I wasn't getting a lot of views. I was getting some views here and there. 3 weeks ago, I was able to hit over 100, but if you pay attention, 5 days ago, I was able to hit over 100 on my assets credit and simple money management and this video that I clicked out of my live stream. This one, another clip out of my live stream that I had, has almost 300 views. This one right here had over 100, or I had 125 views, okay? My shorts, starting to make a little progress and stuff like that. 600 views on this one. I think that was about a week ago. And then got 100 here, 100 here, and then the rest of them haven't really grown. So, growth is happening because I'm using specific keywords that are hitting the targets that I want. Now, am I going to make $5,000 off of this much traffic? Technically, yes, I could if I have 5 people buy a course that's $1,000, but I don't want to force, people to get out of pocket because, whatever I have might not produce the results that they want. So, In all honesty, when it comes to, any type of assets that you need before 2030, social media is one of them. In order to make $5,000 in a month, you have to master social media networking and you have to master traffic accumulation along with conversions, okay? If you can get five people only to spend $1,000 on you, but you can almost guarantee them almost guarantee success. Like, for instance, in the meantime, man, I can almost guarantee anybody automatic success. And all I have to do is just create a course and have it as a monthly subscription for $1,000. As long as those people are able to make $1,000 within that month that they spend $1,000, they got all their money back. Plain and simple, easiest things to do. Now, when it comes to let's say, scary stories, I just want to give out some keywords that could possibly help you with scary stories, alright? This is the funny thing about make-believe mythical creatures. You can go out in the woods, and let's say you live in the Appalachian Mountains, or if you live over in the Rocky Mountains, and you say, oh, there's been a Bigfoot sighting there where I live at. The competition is 50%, or 51% of a lot of the channels that are ranking for this keyword is doing content on this keyword, right? However, you look at all the matching words, and we'll go from very low to highest. I think battle Kong versus Tiger. Kong says puppy, Kong movie, Bigfoot movie. If you do something that specific, obviously, it's AI, but if you're doing, this, oil workers, Northern Alberta, Bigfoot. So, if you are living in Alberta, Canada, and you're literally just walking through the woods and stuff like that, to literally just say, oh snap, hey, we might have some sightings of Bigfoot. All you need to do is use some type of editing software to put defined shadows in the background to make it look like you're getting stalked by a monster. Alright, you don't have to confirm it's Bigfoot, you just have to make it look like something serious is happening when nothing serious is actually happening. What else do we got? Ballet, Bigfoot, West End. You got Bigfoot City. Sanugi, whatever that is, Bigfoot in Ontario, and was in a cemetery Bigfoot. Mind you, not a lot of people are ranking for this, but there's a couple thousand views on it every single month. Now, if you were to break it down technically in a week-to-week basis on traffic, you would probably get about 1,250 on this. You might be able to get like 2,000 some change on this. 1,600 on this, 1,600 or so, 1,250, 1,250, blah, blah, blah. But look, Lennox Lake, Bigfoot. So if you live over by Lennox Lake, and you go out in the middle of the nighttime, and you just walk around your cabin knowing there ain't nothing dangerous there, say it's a Bigfoot. Or, you can say, it's this. How do you know? Yes, it's less traffic with more competition. There was, what keyword was it? What keyword was it? It was a specific keyword that I saw. Oh yeah, Wendigo Beats. So if you make a movie, or I said movies, if you make music, and you are able to literally have if you are able to literally have a scary type beat, but instead of putting in scary type beat, you put in Wendigo Beats. Nobody is going, onto YouTube looking up Wendigo Beats. Or sorry, nobody is making music on YouTube and calling it Wendigo Beats. But there's people that are searching for that. That's 1,000 people within a week. So all you have to do is just make a really good beat, and if all 1,000 people like it and say, hey, on Gumroad you can buy this beat for $5. If all 1,000 people go ahead and do that, and they look at your video and they actually was like, oh snap, I actually like this, this beat that he made. Make that beat sell for $5. Guess what? You just made your $5,000 within a week, because I'm pretty sure you'll be able to get 1,000. You might even get a little bit more with a couple of keywords, but you got Bigfoot, you got Wendigo, you got, let's see, what was another one they get out there? I think that's the word. Cryptics. I Yeah, cryptics unfiltered and Boone County cryptics. And then you got cryptics caught on camera, which has competition, cosplay, true horror stories. And as you can see, the overall is actually pretty high on these. So we'll actually go ahead and check these out real fast. Competition, very low to super high. Appalachian folklore. So literally, if you live in the Appalachian area, Appalachian folklore was some of the biggest folklores around your area. And literally just talk about that. You got 4,000 people that's looking at that right now. And the competition, although 22% of the channels is probably going to be that are ranked for this is doing actual content on it. You might get away with something serious lives. People talking about Route 66 or 666, whatever that route is, in Arizona, going through the area, and they talking about seeing mysterious lights while on their drive. There's 9,000 people a month looking for that. So if you do Appalachian folklore, adolescent creatures and mysterious lives, you might get all together possibly 13,000 people that might be interested inside of your channel if you're doing that type of description. Now here's the funny thing. 26%, we're just gonna say it's 26% because it's really close to that. 35,000 people are doing funny history. So if you got a funny Appalachian story, or if you can make your story funny, you can do Appalachian folklore, Appalachian folklore, mysterious lights, and then funny history. You get those three into the perfect video idea for yourself. I'm pretty sure you can get yourself at least 2,000 people and then literally go ahead and say, oh, I got a whole entire story for $10 over on Patreon. Or I got the whole entire story for $15 over on Gumroad. Go ahead and purchase it. If those people enjoy the first 20 to 30 minutes that you're talking, I'm pretty sure they're going to buy your content. Now, mind you, with $15, you only need, what, 400 maybe? No, that's too much. 300? 300 times that, that'll be about 4,500. So you need about like 350 to 375 for that to actually work. But again, the more valuable the content, the more you can charge for the content, the less people you have to get to in order to buy that, especially if you're on social media. So if I was to go ahead and start over, literally, I would literally just do funny history, Appalachian folklore, because I do live close to an area. It is eastern Kentucky. I live by the Mammoth Caves. So, literally, any type of creature that lives over in eastern Kentucky that is considered a cryptid, I can literally just snatch stories out of my. I am not gonna cuss. I promised myself I was not gonna curse. Even if I go ahead and let a couple of curse words out, I don't want to mainly go for the cuss words, as you know. But with Appalachian folklore, funny history, mysterious lives, and let's go ahead and say mythology at least. You got yourself about 1,000 to 2,000 people that are going to look at your channel within a couple of days, and possibly you might have 5,000 if you're really good at the storytelling, and you might possibly be able to get out that 5,500 people to buy some for $15. Now, with 500 people buying some for $15, guess what? $7,500 that you just made in a week. So again, it does depend on what you're going for. It does depend on what topic that you're going to be covering. It does depend on what type of content that you create and sell to make that $5,000 in a week. But it's not that hard to actually get up to that level. Like for instance, fading lore. There is a lot of stories about ancient mythology that have happened inside of America from long ago. And as you see, only 31% is going after channels that are ranking specifically for this keyword. They're putting this keyword inside their channel. Great value, you'll be able to get yourself out there if your thumbnails and titles is extremely interesting. With a story, I'll tell you one thing, I'll tell you one right now. You get yourself a thumbnail, actually I'll create one. So y'all can actually see how this is, alright? So, normally I would attach a photo of myself, but let's say you're doing a faceless YouTube channel, right? And you don't want to go there and put your face on there. This is what I will literally do, alright? Let's do Bigfoot attacking a skimming overall wearing nail, because I don't want to be extremely descriptive. Let's just say Bigfoot attacking a skinny overall wearing male, in the woods with the sign saying, welcome. Oh, make sure you quotations over anything that you're going to have as a sign. Welcome to Kentucky. That has a population 1,200 people. Right? Say whatever your primary colors are inside the thumbnail. Which primary colors is probably obviously going to be black, greens, and probably brown. Since you're in a wooded area, makes scenery or scene or scenario. Scenery is in a non-dense forest with a broken cabin. That has a lot of Bigfoot plants around it. Now, this is obviously an AI generated thumbnail. However, I've also put my face into it, and obviously y'all can tell from the thumbnails, that's my face. Without my picture being involved, you should have some kind of like this. It'll create there. Yeah. Welcome to Kentucky, population 1,200. And he added on Kentucky Bigfoot attack. You right here. All you need to do is literally be out in the woods and just add in sound effects and 3D noises and stuff like that every once in a while inside their thing while you're walking around knowing there's nothing out there. People won't know unless they heard the sounds before they play, but you can make realistic sounds that kind of sound like a monster of some sort that's growling or, you know, anything like that. And then, if you're really creative, have one of your friends kind of dress up and try to stay at least 30 yards to 45 yards away from you, but still able to be seen with some type of light. So obviously, what the eye on this one looks kind of like a yellowish green. So as long as your friend has yellowish green eyes to match the thumbnail, guess what? People are going to love that story. It's going to click. It's going to click for every single one of them to actually watch that specific story about a Bigfoot attack, especially in Kentucky. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this. But that's how simple it is. That's really how easy it is to go ahead and get yourself into a situation where you're able to make yourself $5,000 in a week using social media. Now, if you're doing TikTok, if you're doing Twitch, if you're doing Pinterest, if you're doing Facebook, there's different strategies in order for you to be able to actually nab what you need to nab as I'm saying, attention-wise on that stuff, but you are able, with the YouTube at the most part, to literally just get the right keywords, put it inside the video, and literally let the video do its thing. I promise you'll be able to make yourself about $5,000 within a week. Now, is this a guarantee $5,000? No. That's the whole reason why I'm telling you this now, is that you understand there's going to be work that needs to be done. You are going to have to do the work to make the perfect video. You are going to have to do the work to make the perfect title. You are going to have to do the work to make the perfect thumbnail. Okay? You are going to have to do the perfect job to make your first 2 sentences inside your description actually hit people's curiosity gland and force them to click onto the video. And whatever your first 30 seconds is has to make sure that it keeps the person hooked for the rest of the video. Now, for anybody that's wondering, thought search times for your channel, yeah, so for anybody that's wondering why I'm actually getting stuff from over here, there's actually 2 reasons why. If you look at my keywords, if you look at my search times, not my search time, if you look at my channel tags and the tags that I use on my videos, I don't have any one of these up on there. It's because I do comment on some Reddit stories. I do comment on Here Comes the Boom. I did watch that movie and I actually left a comment down there. Would I lie to you? I've commented on relationship type stuff. That's why you see wife material on that. But RPDR, I don't know what that is, so I made a comment on a random channel that just had a lot of views. Or just made a video and I saw that they normally have a lot of views. But that right there lets you know, okay, people from other sections of YouTube is coming through to actually look at the stuff that I watch. I said that I watched, that I did. Other people from other sections of YouTube, so other topics and other niches, are coming from that niche over to my channel, watching my content, and they're either staying on my content or going back to what they were watching earlier. But there are people that are actually watching my stuff now. Why isn't keywords Sundance 2.0? And that's because of Elon Musk, but 7 million views. Isn't that 45%? So if you do Sundance 2, Seedance 2, I said Sundance, Seedance 2, I understand the competition is kind of big, but you do have a chance to get yourself maybe like 10,000, 5,000 views within a week. So if you can convince people to possibly make videos with Seedance 2.0, you might be able to get yourself quite a bit of possible untold catfish stories. 12%. Over 100,000 people. So literally, if you go ahead and do a Bigfoot story talking about how you were trapped by a Bigfoot that was attacking you and you somehow was able to hide from it, but you felt catfished, or you felt like you were catfished by his presence and nobody was going to be able to save you or anything like that. 100,000 people, only 12% of channels is actually ranking for this specific keyword. Guess what? You got yourself a free audience right there. monkeypox. I do not know what that means, so I'm not going to go ahead and say anything about that. Might play that. I don't know what that means, so I'm not going to say anything about that. Alicia invests. Well, if your name is Alicia and you have a channel with the name Alicia, and then you go ahead and say what you're investing in, you use this keyword, over 900,000 people is going to be on that, and only 14% of the channels actually probably rank for this because all 14% is probably named Alicia, but guess what? You'll be able to get some traffic from that. Primordiax, probably has to do something with anime. Mr. Data is probably a specific person. Eco Rat, probably a game. You can know this. Could be a couple of different things. 11th Hour, either a movie or a video game. Living Life Tales. Peter Whitmore, Dr. Data, Surface Flow. Foreign Language, 10 History Reborn, the credits. Elsa Bloodstone, Marvel Rivals. There's a whole bunch of different keywords right now that are rising with quite a bit of, really quite a bit of traffic. That you can go ahead and try to make content off of that stuff. If you can figure out how to create some type of product or some type of course from these keywords, you can go ahead and make yourself $5,000 within a week. It's really not that hard. You just have to, 1, get the traffic coming to you. Number 2, figure out how to get the traffic from watching the video to watching the video to getting on the description and then clicking on that link. Then you have to get them to click the link. After they have clicked the link, you have to get them to somewhere that actually captivates them to stay on the sales page. And then you have to get them to click buy in order for them to go ahead and give you that money that you probably so well deserve. Now, will this always work like that? Nah. Well, it does work for the foremost part of the regular person, okay? And that's normally the frequent, or that's normally the sequence for a regular person to go ahead and be able to make $5,000 within a week if they're using YouTube, okay? I want y'all to know, my channel, this channel right here is demonetized, or not demonetized, haven't even reached monetization status yet, okay? From just having this YouTube channel, I want y'all to understand I've already made over $250 this month. $250, but I'm not monetized by the YouTube Partner Program. I'm not monetized to be able to have my own store on here. I'm not monetized to have any type of ads running on my stuff, even though ads run on my stuff. The reason why I'm able to make $250,000 is because the content that I make, intrigues people so much that 1, 2, possibly even 3 people within a day of watching my video actually clicks on my link, goes over to where I have the product at, and buys from that product. Now, of course, if I'm an affiliate, I have to disclose that I make some type of commission off of anything that they go ahead, click on and purchase. But I don't mind doing that. Because at least I know, hey, if you do buy something from me, or if you do buy something from me that I'm an affiliate of, that does allow you to support the channel in a specific way to allow me to grow, or it will allow me to go and purchase equipment that will allow me to produce better content for you guys. And most of the time I just say that if you do purchase, or if you do click on a link and make a purchase, and that's on that link, I may get a small commission, but that small commission does help me buy better equipment to provide better quality videos for you guys. That's normally all I say. And, oops, gotta be careful with that. But, with all that being said, what to do with the money after you get it? Buy some crypto, because crypto's in a downfall still. Well, I think that it's not really in a downfall. a lot less money has been sold within the last 24 hours. However, the market cap may go down from 1.36 trillion to 1.32 trillion, so the price probably is going to stick around 65,000 for now. Ethereum's probably gonna stick around where it's at because it has gone up a little bit. I think. I think last time I checked it was at 232 billion, but it was like 232 billion and 40 something. So yeah, that's about it. Bitcoin and Ethereum are probably gonna be the only tokens that a lot of people are going to be interested in. But that's because those are the only coins that people know of. If you actually check, alright, the top 100 have actually subtracted the most, but if you look at 501 through 600, all of these, I'm telling y'all right now, a whole bunch of people can become thousandaires by the end of tomorrow night. If everybody were to buy one of these coins and stay on one specific coin, for instance, I would say, shoot, get Orderly Network or get Smooth Love Potion. Get one of these two. Actually, no, yeah, it's Smooth Love Potion. Be one of these two. There's $20.3 million inside that market cap. If y'all were literally to flood $10 million into that, you will most likely force this to reach 1 cent. Now, mind you, that's 2 decimals. Meaning if you put $100 and let's say 100,000 people, nah, 10,000 people were to put $100 specifically on a Smooth Love Ocean token. If y'all were to do that, and $1 million were to go in, y'all would probably move 1 decimal point, okay? So y'all would probably get whatever you put in out of that as the top sequence. So if you were to put in 100, y'all already get $50 extra. Put on to make 150. But if 100,000 people were to put $100 into it, that's 10 million. Put into that and it equals up to 1 cent. You're going to basically double whatever you put in. And if you put, actually no, you're actually not going double it because they moved over 2 decimal points. Your 100 would turn to possibly a couple thousand. So it could go from 100 to like 5,000, or it could go even further. Now, that's of course if you all were to just focus your money onto one of these little meme coins. But you also have to be careful because once it goes up to that certain price point, you have to be at this price point and then sell at that price point, and then then enough people actually see this price point and actually go for it. So for this one, you have to hold people on MEXC, WEX, Bybit, KuCoin, Bitmark, OKX, Crypto.com, or Binance. And I know most of these probably don't allow a US sanction thing at all. Although, oh yeah, it does have Coinbase. Oh no, that's Ether. Or, you were, sorry. Oh, I was in the buzz. But, if you're able to get a company outside, or such a company, if you're able to have a country outside the United States that actually still has access to one of these, guess what? You now got yourself a chance to get enough people to put enough money into this, and then literally mark up the price yourselves, and y'all control the narrative of how that man performs. Plain and simple. Now, of course, that's all in theory, even though that theory's already been proven thanks to, Pepe. A whole bunch of people put a whole bunch of money into Pepe because it just launched, and then literally a lot of people made a couple $1,000,000 off of $100 to $200 for being put in. So, I don't know. probably a couple $1,000s being put in. But I'm just saying, if you put $100 in, and I know Pepe from a year ago. Ooh. Hey, y'all might want to go ahead and do Pepe. Yeah. I know from all the way back here, like 1 decimal movement. I'm just saying, y'all have a chance to actually still get another huge launch if another billion were to go into Pepe. But all I'm going to say is, the lesser the coin, obviously the least amount of money inside of these, the more potential of money that you actually add. Especially if you were to go in like Origin Foundation, or if you were to go into something like you. Yeah. If you were able to do this and you would have put like $1 million into this, you would easily force this price to skyrocket up. Now, of course, that's easy to do that. I know most people won't. But over here, I'm going to go in to say something real quick. When it comes to stocks is the same exact way. You put a whole bunch of money into a stock, it's going to increase its price. Now, if you put a whole bunch of money into a stock that's like a dividend, then you have a chance of not only keeping your wealth going for generations on end, but you also have a chance of increasing your profit, because you helped a whole bunch of people say, oh, snap, Apple stock is going back into a powerhouse. Let's go ahead and put more money into it after you've already put your money into it. So, I mean, stocks and crypto is very easy. You just have to understand timing. And when it comes to just making a massive amount of money within a short amount of time, it's all about this the quality of content that you put out for somebody, and making sure that you price it correctly. You price it correctly, like one thing costing $20. A lot of people will buy it if it really got them going with like sudden emotions and stuff like that. And the reason why I say all you have to do is just curate the correct idea is because that's all it is. It's just an idea. All of everything I'm saying right now is an idea that can possibly come true or could possibly be false. It can be proven false later on down the line. Again, is that my fault? No, I'm just giving you an idea to go ahead and implement and try to see if it works. That's what everybody does when they're on the finance niche. They give you an idea of something that works for them. Might not work for you because it's a different timing. But if you try it and it actually ends up happening that, oh, even though I didn't make 5,000, I will even make me $50 within a week. That's still, progress going towards 5,000. So even though you just proved, oh, I won't make 5,000, I still proved you can make some type of money going on throughout that week. That's why I give all this information out to you guys for free, because you don't necessarily need to actually be making $5,000 a week. You just need to be seeing that it's possible to make money online without actually trying. So, with that being said, I'm actually going to allow y'all guys to watch a couple of videos.
It was the first sunny weekend of the year. It was just a little outdoor gathering. It was...
I tried a ton of AI work tools. Then I tried Monday.com. Game over. Monday.
But if you guys...
And before we do that, that's the basis of how to make yourself a couple of $1,000 within a week. You can also do it through living. You can also do it through finding opportunities for other people. You can do it through all bunch of different ways. Use that to be with the right network to find out how to get better to possibly add. That's why I say networking is one of the biggest things in the world that you need to understand. if you're going to be helping out somebody, make sure there is some way that you can benefit from it, even if it's not your finances, if it's a possible job, or if it's a possible feature connection with a feature powerhouse that will teach you how to make money. You know, eventually it will lead back to finance, but it will help you out, and then, with a friendship, or, with creating something that will protect your money later on. It can be anything. Hell, it could just be, oh snap, I got food for another week because I was talking to this dude and he gave me something to eat. Like, stuff like that. It's really simple. Just understand everything when it comes to finance is all about ideas, and does the idea sound plausible enough for you to be making money? If it don't sound plausible enough, most likely that person that following is fake.
As aren't aware, the Red Pill Avengers, as they call themselves, got together in Miami for a night out, and it ended up going viral. They were in the club. Somebody decided they wanted to play Kanye West's hit track, "Hail the Mustache Man." So this song plays in the club. They're all having a laugh. It's on live stream. They're all yapping about it. All of a sudden, it goes viral very quickly. The people who run the nightclubs find out that they managed to get the DJ to play the track. People get fired right away. They release statements, and they ban everyone who was part of that live stream. Happened, obviously these guys are truth tellers. Everybody wants to know how they're going to react. And Tate doesn't hesitate. He goes on PBD. I think he drove a bus there so he could Sneako sit there and you just run that nigga over, because he wasted no time to blame Sneako for who played the song.
And even though Sneako's insulted me a trillion times, and even though he put the song on, I just don't think it's prudent for me to sit up here and throw him under the bus. Even though,
Y'all, did anybody hear them tires? Did y'all not hear Miss Frizzle go, beep, beep, seatbelts, everyone? Did you not hear that like I heard that? He said, even though Sneako put on the song, that motherfucker's guilty. I'm not throwing him under the bus. I'm a man. I would never throw the person who shot at you 10 times. His name is Sneako von Hessen. That is his full government name, social insurance number. I would never throw him under the bus.
He said he would
his
never.
number is 647-344. You can find him at 6th Ave on every Tuesday. He likes to go to the grocery store right there, the little bodega. That's where he be at.
Oh,
I would never throw him under the bus.
Next to the pharmacy?
Absolutely. Here's a picture if you're curious what he looks like.
Oh.
I would never throw
But he said he didn't throw him under the bus, so he didn't.
Facts.
Sneako has insulted me endless times. I sit here and throw him under the bus, but it's just not who I am as a person. I want to meet Nick and Glav.
That is crazy. For someone, now that's crazy. For someone to be running you over with the bus and saying, I could run you over with a bus, but I wouldn't, is like the most next level gaslighting. That's like a murderer stabbing you. I'm like, I ain't killing you, nigga.
And then I said to Tristan, anyone who names themselves Sneako, like you're naming yourself Sneaky. Imagine I was saying, hey, my name's Rat.
Mind you, this guy's kind of trying to say Sneako's like untrustable because of his name. This retard is called Cobra.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform. Describe what you want, and watch it take shape. You can plan, customize, and expand in any direction. From tools built for one, to platforms ready for many. From passion projects to enterprise-grade systems. Everything is built in and ready to launch. It's a new world of creation, where you can go as far as your imagination takes you. Can you imagine it? Let's make your dream a reality right now.
Scribe is how you stop explaining the same thing over and over at work. Watch this. It'll change your life. Raise your hand if you've told your boss how to do the same thing more than once. Thought so. That's why there's Scribe. Go to scribehow.com, click Capture, do the task once, and Scribe will create a step-by-step guide you can share automatically. Warning, they're gonna think you're a genius and ask you how you did it. Just say Scribe. Scribe instantly turns any workflow into a step-by-step guide, so you never have to explain it again. Go to scribehow.com and try it for free. You don't even need a credit card.
most people in my position.
They don't care about you.
Sneako's insulted me a whole bunch of times. He's going to insult me again next week. That's all he ever does is flip-flop. I didn't even want him there. He got invited by the other guys. He put the song on. He got me in trouble. Perhaps I should sit here and just...
Go Queen! And he was fucking throwing that shit out there.
And we know for sure that they were not singing the song. They were not.
Oh no, they were singing it. They was throwing up salutes. They was doing a little jingle.
That's what I'm saying. He was not doing that.
Oh, he was part of the crew, and he pretended like he don't know nothing, but he definitely capping.
Do you have that without the song of
kids with streams? They need clicks. It's like grabbing your hat. They're children, bro.
Yeah.
They're just children, and they'll do anything for clicks.
Yeah.
No, they're kids. Yeah. They're retards, and they're not adults with responsibility. And
at one point, to be fair, wouldn't you say that you did a lot of content was just for clicks and stuff as well?
I mean, you try and be entertaining.
You gotta appreciate the lack of self-awareness. All right, so you can see everybody singing along. They're having a good time. I think it's important to just be able to see it. All right, so you can see them all singing along. No, he's singing.
No, he's singing. Never mind.
And now he's doing he's doing a little corny salute, right? Okay, so I just wanted to kind of at least be able to showcase.
But we don't see Andrew singing.
Oh, so you're not sure if like Andrew's like part of the crew?
I'm not saying he was part of the crew, but from that angle, we don't see him sing. So
I'm not going to sit here and say who else it was. I'm just going to say I didn't do it. I'm just going to say that I didn't play the song. I don't find the song funny. I didn't think it was appropriate to do. If anybody in the Jewish community genuinely believes I want to run around and put them in a fucking concentration camp and not understand that I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time while someone played a stupid
Facts.
song.
That I agree with him on.
That's not the song.
That's 100% song.
No, that's not the song.
That's 100% song. That's his video, his steak ad. Don't forget, he's also the Muslim convert who loves to gamble, apparently. But, listen, Grifter does his thing. Doesn't matter what he say. Reality doesn't matter to the people who are his fans. Nobody cares.
Dude.
A year ago, this motherfucker was... I was in my Bugatti, and I was driving off, and I would never play Hell Hitler. But that's what happens. Everybody ends up throwing Sneako under the bus.
You saw the news article, right? Lost their fucking jobs. It's not funny. Honestly, bro, they should really do something to you in a different way. I won't say online. But bro, if you thought it was funny, you get what you deserve, bro. And putting this trying to put on me? Are you retarded?
Karma's a bitch.
Bro, I promise you, bro. Wallah.
Bro, even when you fast forward this buffering nigga, he still sound off. You hear what he said?
No.
He said, they should really do something to you in a different way. But I won't say that online. They should really do something to you in a different way. Listen, hold up, y'all, listen.
Think about this.
Ready?
Thinking about this.
They should really do something to you in a different way, but I don't want to say it online. That's what he said. What do you think that means?
I don't know.
All right, grab your coconuts, nigga, wake up. Nigga grabbed his balls. He said, they should really do something to you in a different way, but I don't want to say it online.
They shouldn't do something to you in a different way, but I wouldn't say that online. They said fuck him up, but not
okay.
Yeah, but it took me 3 hours.
That's okay. We got instant replays. I'm right here for you.
Thank you.
I've been to Barbados. I got you.
What you deserve, bro. And putting this trying to put on me? Are you retarded?
Karma's a bitch.
Bro, I promise you, bro. Wallah.
You hear that shot?
Lost their fucking jobs. It's not funny. Honestly, bro, they should really get what you deserve, bro. And putting this trying to put on me? Are you retarded?
Karma's a bitch.
Bro, I promise you, bro. Wallahi. If you think this is going to fly by, you're going to be okay? I'm going to make sure you feel the pain.
He said,
I'm going to make sure you feel the pain.
He said, wallahi, just to make sure that he
feel that
understood.
pain. I'm going to make sure you stuttering soon, too. Fresh being this like alpha male who's like just accountability, all this stuff, and then he's just stuttering all the time. I don't know. It always feels like a self-report. I just can't. I'm not lying. Let's move on to the next part. Because now Sneako's feeling the pressure. Everyone's blaming him. I love this fucking red pill version of Days of Our Lives. It's very cute to watch.
Oh my God, Myron, dude, I'm still live, bro. Hey, Myron, I'm live right now and I'm monologue.
Okay, my bad.
What's going on?
There we go.
No, I'm good. If you're live right now, I'll just hit you back.
Did you see the Tristan tweet? What do you think?
The one you sent me earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw from what you sent.
But it was him.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah, I'll talk. You're on stream, so.
Now, before I let this continue, I want y'all to know that there was actually, I can't remember if it was Sneakle himself, or I say it was a couple of other people, involved in Insensitive, that actually had a couple of sponsors back away from actually doing business with them. But it's hilarious because when you go into a certain niche, all right, that is controversial. When you go into those type of niches, knowing the controversy that will end up following you, you have to understand that if businesses don't align with that mindset that you have to figure out how to make money outside of, those main platforms. I'm hoping that's what Sneakle does, because obviously, like, if somebody gets demonetized on YouTube, that does affect people a lot more than what others really think, because, I mean, Fresh and Fit, back in 2022, Fresh and Fit was doing, Fresh and Fit was doing fitness, finances, and talking about dating. But then they ended up getting banned in 2023, and because of their outrageous shenanigans. I guess that's the best word to use here in this situation. Since their outrageous shenanigans, Fresh and Fit basically had to go over to Rumble and then create their own little, subscription-based community that they call Hassle Club, and then Myron did his own little OSS Army thing that's a subscription-based model. Those guys probably are making, I don't know, maybe a couple $100,000 a year just off of that, but you also have to understand that if people aren't using the promo codes that they go ahead and use. For instance, like, Myron actually allows you to go ahead and sign in for like $50 for a whole entire year on his OSS Army. And mind you, you get the content that he goes ahead and sold out on that specific platform, which is Rumble technically, but it's Rumble connected with local, so I mean, essentially, it's the same thing as Patreon, it's just connected with Rumble. But you can go ahead and get yourself situated in a scenario where you are able to make a subscription-based platform, but the thing is, it's the same thing as Rumble, where even though you get paid more on logos, you are basically attracting the wrong people over there. Because logos is basically a freer version of Patreon. But only if you are able to do adult content, or I should say adult entertainment type content. And it's a very situational, it's a very situational subscription-based model you want to possibly join if you are a male content creator. Because if you're going to be on the conspiracy side of things, like how Myron be blaming a specific religion for all the problems that is happening inside of America, even though he's Sudanese. I mean, I'm pretty sure you were born in America somewhere, but I mean, your parents are Sudanese. Technically, you should be over there. But I'm not saying you should be deported. I'm just saying, like, if you should stay loyal to your origin, not loyal to a place that gives you better opportunity, because eventually that place that gives you better opportunity is going to, unfortunately, cause a whole bunch of holes that can be your lineage later on down the line when you back away. Now, me specifically, I'm already have everything planned out. By 2028, I will be moving to Japan and one of my 3 acres of land that I own over there. If anybody would like to join, I got Patreon up right now. I'll probably have a link inside of my featured descriptions. later on. And that's only because of the fact that I'm going to be living out there. I already have a poppy rice fields, growing one on poppy rice, but rice and different other plants that are growing specifically in my land for me to go ahead and survive out here without having depend too much on the economy. If anybody's interested in doing that, of course, obviously, you'll need a passport, and of course, you'll need your own method of being able to get over there, which is why I do this content, because eventually, the United States is going to be full. I mean, it's going to be full. So, it's honestly up to you guys. If you see the content, you like it, you're peeping it out, and you enjoy some of it, and you know that America is going to be going into a very bad depression here soon, and it's going to be worse than what a lot of people think, because mind you, quantitative easing wasn't the same like it was back in 1929. Because quantitative easing didn't exist back then. Quantitative easing existed back in 1990 or 1970, what was it, 73, 74, maybe 71, I don't know. But whenever Richard Nixon took the American dollar off of gold standard, then became the primary source of revenue for somebody to get rich, which doesn't make sense, but unfortunately that is the financial system as a full of itself, because somebody's expected to pay that debt. But the funny thing is that debt isn't even a real debt, and you can fight in court and you don't have to pay back anything inside of that debt. But of course you have to be in a specific special scenario. So, I know how to fight off debt. I know you guys don't know how to, but if you want that information, that information won't cost you $999 a month on Patreon. So go ahead and wait for that link to drop down inside the description below, because, hey, pretty soon you will know how to go ahead and finesse everything over that. Just saying. But, like I was saying, with Sneako, hopefully he has, community type subscription-based models that he's able to, be involved in. And hopefully he is able to make him some type of money, because I know he has to be extremely careful with what he says on YouTube now that he has been allowed back onto the platform. I know he's trying to do something with Twitch, but I think that got messed up.
Wait, what did you say?
But it was him.
Let's keep watching.
Also, I could talk to you about it offline.
Well, I mean, they talked about it online. What do you think? You don't want to. I mean, it's okay if you don't want to.
Now, I heard this before, but I don't understand. If you know that the person on the phone says controversial things and he said he wants to talk about it offline, even if the situation is public, y'all can talk about it offline, because he might say something that'll get your channel demonetized again. Like, that's what I don't understand about most of these content creators. Is that if you're going to be aligning yourself with people that you know are controversial and you know are not getting paid on YouTube because of their actions, don't be having a regular conversation while you're on the stream, because if they say something and that gets hit on the stream, YouTube will take your tail down yet again. Like, you have to be extremely careful. Now, the reason why I'm looking at it from this perspective is because if you actually look at Sneako's live stream, it's nothing like that. So all the cuss words that actually happened on there, there was a saying that was said, and Sneako like said, hey, I'm on kick, I'm on, or I'm not, he said, I'm on YouTube, I'm live on YouTube. You should have known that something controversial was going to be said, or you have to understand people don't move the way you think they're going to move. They move in a completely different way. So you have to be careful when you're on the phone and you're streaming, or you're on the phone and you're recording. You have to make sure that you edit out that specific part.
I just wish we kind of handled this.
Well, it's already out there. It's already public. He's quote tweeting his lawyer. They're putting it on me. It's already public. It's not something that you saw privately.
What lawyer?
So here it is in the car.
In New York, when I go out of New York, I always try to get the DJ to play it, and they refuse.
No, they won't.
They refuse because they can get it shut down.
Crazy. Dude, you got to thank Fresh. Fresh hooked that one up. He was like, "Yo, we need this played," and they had to go on Rumble, get the link, but we made it happen. I think the dudes that own the club are Arabs.
So Fresh is the one that got the song played. Let's listen.
Yo, you sleazeball!
Listen. They'll play HH. So
Where's Fresh?
Fresh is down here. He's in the darkness. You can't see him because it's a dark set.
Fake Nate Morse is lying again. Don't be fooled. As CEO, Morse.
So Myron tells him he's going to get HH. So meanwhile, Sneeko never asked for the song. But everybody been getting online saying it was his idea.
I guess that's what happened when that one day you say, oh, you know what? Why are we doing this? You don't remember what that little video that you did in front of the red truck? Right? I think you were in a UK or whatever. Oh, well, I don't know what we doing. And you're criticizing the whole red pill and you still hang with them fuckers?
Yeah.
And then they fucked you up. I guess you choked on that pill, bruh. Carry on, bro.
Well, that's a bar.
I got no sympathy.
That's a bar.
I got no sympathy for that. And then that's why I called you a flip-flop. That's why you flip-flop and I can't take you seriously. You're going to denounce and everything and do all this grandstanding, whatever the hell you're doing and everything.
To be clear, he's talking about denouncing the red pill. He's basically saying, I'm not associated with it. You know, I take the God pill.
How can you not associate with something that you're in a bus with? I'm sorry. You're riding in the bus, but you do not associate?
All right.
How? I just want to say that for the record.
Mm-hmm.
I don't associate with Yabba.
I'll give it to you. You getting your licks in?
I don't want to associate with this dude right here.
So that's one thing I do agree with him saying is if you're going to denounce a specific niche or if you're going to denounce a specific community of people, that's what I meant to say with the community of people. If you're going to denounce now, don't do anything with them that can be seen in the public eye because you're not going to be taken seriously now. I do want to watch more of this, so I'm going to open up another tab. But I do want to see something. So, I do know, okay, 42,000, 4,000. 2 months ago, 404. So, mind you, Sneeko, actually, it's not his channel. This is, my fault. This is his backup channel that he had. This is his main channel. So, this channel ended up getting demonetized, and he ended up going to, ended up going to hell. But most of his content ended up reaching, you know, a million here and there, stuff like that. But most of this other stuff, just basically him trying to find himself, right? So he finds himself, he creates this. And you look at the videos, I can't go too far back, but obviously he gives himself quite a bit of views. The thing is, most of his views have been shot just because of the fact that he associated himself with the Red Pill community, and then once he said he was out of the Red Pill community, still technically shy. He'll get 1 or 2 videos that'll get over 500,000 views, but most of these is like hitting around what he's averaging right now, which is like a couple 100,000. But it won't ever reach past 500,000, even within a year's time. So, when it comes to understanding the consequences of your action, I don't think Sneeko, Myron, Walter, Andrew, Tristan, one of the other guys that's with Tristan and Andrew, Waller, that's his name, Waller, Follicular, Nick, I don't think any of them understand that, yes, you're fighting for something that y'all believe in, but you're doing it in the wrong way, okay? Now, if I were y'all, and I'm just saying, if I was doing the stuff that they were doing, I would do it in a sense of in a community behind a wall that is very affordable, so that way they don't feel like they're getting, snatched out of any type of money. But literally, I would literally create a Gumroad community on my own website as a subscription-based model, and then literally have them go over to Gumroad, $5 to unlock the content. If you just want to do that, and you just want people to go ahead and be like, hey, look, one-time payment of $5, say y'all can get all this content on my website, boom, they can do that. Or if they like, hey, I just want y'all to, continue to support me so I can go ahead and do certain moves behind the scenes to help us get out of this situation that we're in America, $5 a month, boom, do that. But instead of coming over on YouTube talking about a specific religion or a specific set of people is the reason why America is, in a very bad position, talking about something that is outside of the controversial realm that still belongs part of the red pill community and stuff like that, or black pill, or purple pill, yellow pill, green pill, orange pill, whatever pill that y'all talking about. Whatever stays true on that basis, make sure that if the only thing you're talking about, like for instance, and this is kind of a moment. For instance, if you're going to be doing red pill community, right? I just want to see. Oh wow, this song is actually the first thing that pops up on this. That's crazy. Okay, alright, so there's obviously a documentary for that. Red pill brain war. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Red pill podcast.
It's more than
No. I just want to see y'all channel. Alright, so. Oh, God. Okay. I don't know why I said out red. I could have literally just came over here and then the main people that are being talked about. Oh, they're not even at the top. Oh, yes, they are. Okay. Oops. So, obviously they got a second work beat. I think they might have been able to get me monetized. I'm gonna see some. Oops. No, they did not get remonetized. Okay. So, these guys are about self-improvement, provide the truth to men on women, finances, and fitness. So, the funny thing is, their current content has nothing to do with that. And they'll argue with you that it does. The problem is, if you actually look at the structure of the videos, it's literally just them arguing with women. And most of the time, it's with a specific category of women. It's what they call 304s. Or, I mean, if you mess with an old school calculator and put 304, actually, if you put 5, yes, you can put 5304 and then flip it upside down. You got hoes. As in garden hoes. But that's what they're talking. That's who they're talking to on their platform. And that's like any woman that they bring on, they immediately deem them as bad because they don't believe women tell the truth about anything. Is that true? I don't know. A lot of my female friends tell me a lot of truths about this stuff, but I also don't ask them a whole bunch of personal questions, obviously, because one, I'm not interested in dating them. And then two, they don't need to give me that information because it's not a need to know basis. But when it comes to them on their platform, they're not talking about anything that they said that they're representing. All they're doing is making fun of women and yelling at women and getting paid off of super chats from, their own super chat website now. The funny thing is, they're only making about $700 to $800 a night. And on YouTube, they used to be making over $2,000 every single night that they streamed. Sometimes all the way up to $5,000 to possibly even $10,000 in one night. Just because they knew the people that were giving them super chats wanted a specific type of content. So then they ended up in 2023 till now, only doing one type of content. And sticking with it the whole entire time, which is after hours. And it's entertaining content. It really is entertaining. The problem is there's no real value in it, except for really just for the incels that pay, $1 all the way up to like $100 just to go ahead and, bash them. And the funny thing is that I know there's a podcast out there that makes about like $200,000, but they actually get a whole bunch of women from different works of life, and they don't pay anything maybe to those women and stuff like that, but they get more money due to ad revenue, and they also get more money through super chats than Fresh and Fit do with their current model of what they're doing currently, which is YouTube, the audience on YouTube, X, maybe, YouTube X, Party, all of them are forced to go to Rumble, and then from Rumble, they're forced to go to, Locals, aka Tunnel Club, or OSS Army. And not many people want to be paying $50 a year or $35 a month on heavy content that they're not even able to get a part of unless they're literally just throwing their money at these guys. And the funny thing is that most of these guys that are actually doing that can literally go ahead and do the exact same thing that Fresh and Fit do, which is yell at women, talk to women. All you have to do is just hit them up on Instagram and be like, hey, I got a podcast talking about dating and all that stuff. Would you like to be a part of that? We'll pay you, da-da-da-da. Because that's the only way these women are going on to Fresh and Fit. Majority of the women that have been on Fresh and Fit have seen their content beforehand, or unless they really are not intelligent. And obviously, some of the women that go on there are not intelligent, but it's obvious when you actually see them. But when it comes to the content that they provide, it's worthless because there's no value to be extracted from what they're talking about. Because one, Fresh and Fit are the only people who allow their values to be spoken. They don't allow the women to come back with an argument because they know that what they're speaking can be broken down into a incorrect basis of a thought process. Meaning, they say all women are 304s, or majority of women are 304s. Most of the women on there can literally debunk that. Most of the women can. Because the truth is, I think it's only like 40-some% of women in the world have actually had a sexual partner by the time they turn 25. It's only like 40-some%. So that means 50+% are still virgins. Whether they like to admit it or not, there is a lot of women that are still virgins in the world. Just because they're not a virgin in the United States don't mean just because there are not a lot of versions in the United States don't mean there's a lot of versions over in, let's say, Japan, or let's say China, or let's say Russia, Ukraine, Switzerland, Sweden, Norway, France, England, Iran, Morocco, Egypt, Sudan, North Sudan or South Sudan, South Africa, Zimbabwe, Chile, Peru, Antarctica, if there's anybody living in Antarctica, Canada. Like, come on now. There's plenty of people, or there's plenty of women in the world that are virgins, that are probably more men that are virgins than women. But there's still virgins inside the world when it comes to the world of women. And there's obviously a lot of virgins when it comes to the world of men. The only value you get when you're talking to women and you're only implementing one argument, the only value that's being extracted is from men who already think like the way that Myron and Fresh think. Those are the only people that want to stay with you. Those are the only people that want to stick with you, and they'll pay you whatever they want because they're loyal to you and they love the fact that you're making that type of content. But pretty soon, there's going to be a whole bunch of people that probably run across Fresh and Fit, see a clip here and there and stuff like that. And then they only see the good side of it when they actually see the live when it was actually happening. They'll see a lot of the bad stuff that Fresh and Fit really didn't actually articulate every single time that they're doing the live stream. And the people that are capturing that, like Abba and Preach, Watch TV, Logic, Gigi, Giovanni, Ransom University, True Logic, who else? There was another day, Cash Something TV, Ham TV, and there's like 3 other people. These guys are monetized, but they're showing Preston Fit's bad side. And this actually causing Preston Fit not to roll music anymore. Because the people that probably are going back into there that are not subscribing because they've seen the bad clips of Fresh and Fit. And Fresh and Fit don't understand. This is how the world of online marketing works. If you're going to state something and then you want to go ahead and put out the good of whenever you're speaking without showing the bad, you're not going to grow. Like, you're going to basically, you'll hit that heat of whatever way you were writing, and then you're just going to be a stalemate, and then you're literally just going to die out later on. That's just how it works. Especially if you're going about the way they're going about it. Now, if you're doing stuff like what I'm doing, which is, yeah, I used to be a part of that community. I never gave more than $200 from those guys. I already need my money back from those guys. I already made $250 this month. Most of the content that I did was based off of them. And there was like 3 to 4 people that actually spent a $50 course on how to actually learn how to talk to women and learn how to actually be in a relationship with women without it being toxic or without it being verbally abusive like how they were doing. And guess what? They said, hey, there's a little bit of $50 to spend. I appreciate the fact that, hey, you were helping us out, take that back onto the right track.
I'm not doing this shit. This is like, come on, B. And that's the reason why whenever you came up with a video, like, I was like, nah, I don't trust nothing he says. The consistency is not consistent, you understand? Walter, you're a whole ass bitch.
So why?
For you saying that shit should happen to Sneako for what he did, or you want people, when you, the sleazeball rat ass motherfucking bitch, who played the song, those are fighting words.
Absolutely right.
Those are fighting. Well, you're used to fighting words that you're not gonna back up, right, little bitch?
Oh wow.
But you say that to him and you throw it.
I feel like Free still wants to fight those stuff.
But you're the one. That's crazy level.
Yo, defend your Haitian brother, Sneako.
No, because that's not my Haitian brother. That's your brother. He's, because you're half Haitian yourself, right?
Oh, Koundé Jave.
And so, but that is crazy to me. That you're gonna not only throw him under the bus, but you're the bitch ass that fucking played the song, and you're gonna act all, yeah, nah, I want things to happen. Ooh, you a bitch.
Coupé tête boulet caille.
Like, just on that, because that's what you said. Oh, he played the song, something should have happened to you. I'm not gonna say that online. Shit will happen to you, my guy.
Hold on.
The karma that you're pushing on yourself right now, my guy.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Now that you have it on, you have it on video that you're the one that played the song, and you wish that bad thing to happen to him.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm not even defending Sneeko. Like, it would have cost you $0 to not have said that. It would have cost you $0. You could have found that. Yeah, that was a fucked up situation. Next. But you're gonna go and throw him under the bus and then double down on, hey, I want something to happen to you. Ooh!
And everyone's sitting there clicking woman, because they think they're gonna be gay.
Woman. I ain't gay no more.
I operate on.
I'm delivered.
So many levels higher than the average man. You people are not thinking about the question. I mean, Megan Fox with a dick, or Hulk Hogan with a pussy. So you're thinking, well, I don't want to be gay, so I just click the girl, number one, did it? You're gonna fuck Hulk Hogan. It's pretty gay to me. That sounds pretty gay. I don't care if it's a pussy. That is gay. Whereas Megan Fox, okay, he's got a dick, but maybe you can, like, scoot it.
What?
This affects the world we now live in. What is straight? What is gay? It's all a big sliding spectrum.
Wow.
We don't like vagina over here. We don't like vagina over here.
I never saw that before. Now, I know there was something out there with a person who transitioned from a male to a female. There was a person who transitioned from a male to a female that was on Instagram that got hit like Tristan Tate. But they already disclosed that Tristan Tate found out that they weren't really originally a woman. So, I knew that. And I know that picture is probably AI, but I didn't see that video of Andrew Tate explaining Hulk Hogan and Megan Fox. Megan Fox. I've seen this before with Myron because I was actually on the campus when he was doing this debate.
Here, never. No guy should be doing it. I'm sorry. None of you guys should be eating vagina, dude. And if you guys do like to do it, that means you're probably a if I'm gonna be honest.
Yo, Nick, I'm gonna bring some.
You know what kills me is, like, obviously some of it is clearly rape.
Now, my thing is, Myron had a whole girlfriend, didn't do anything with her. How's that? How's that not gay? Because if you explicitly say that, hold up, before the team, I just want to make sure. All right, cool. Nobody said anything. Besides Rumble, but I know they all attacking me because I'm attacking all of them free, so I don't care about whoever's speaking on Rumble. Rumble's pathetic anyways. And I already told y'all last time. Actually, I'll show y'all again about Rumble, but if you say that doing any type of activity of the sexual side with a woman is gay, then what do you call a relationship with a woman that doesn't involve sex at all? Wouldn't that be gay compared to a dude doing an actual activity with a woman? Like, cause last time I checked, boy and girl supposed to be together making love, freeing babies. Like, and that proves you weren't gay. A dude with another dude, that's gay. A dude kissing a dude that transitioned to a girl, that's still gay. Like, a dude with a girl and don't do anything with her, that's gay. I'm just saying, like your logic is not making any logical sense over here.
Rage bait are just trying to be funny, but then some of it is shit they mean, and it just makes you laugh.
I don't think it is. I think dude is lost in the sauce.
Hey, he wouldn't. Remember when we did that video of him? He was dead ass serious. He said, "I don't please my woman."
Yeah.
It's not important to please your girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. He wouldn't eat the sauce, but he's definitely lost in it.
What is straight? What is gay? It's all a big sliding spectrum, isn't it?
But never. That's going to be but you know, you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
date. I don't take bitches to dinner.
I never.
Ever. The only dinner a woman will ever go to with me is when I'm meeting other men. But like a one-on-one dinner with a girl is a mistake. Woman sits next to me, looks hot, the other men at the table respect that, and I promise there's no game or pickup or anything you can do that will turn a woman on than seeing that ambition and you working amongst other men.
I can't put it into words.
another like dinner with another man, another woman, one-on-one, that's a mistake. But a dinner one-on-one with a man, that's two steak. Hey, meat on me, baby.
You know, sometimes when you observe a friend group, you see there's always like that one younger dude who's very impressionable, and that'll like that conversation. Look at that guy just came up. Hey, listen, man, I'll be honest with you. I don't let girls touch my balls. I mean, we play sports and shit. The only people who drill balls with me, my nigga, is the fellas. You understand? So
I don't know if I can go ahead and watch the rest of this. But what I will say is, the one thing I don't understand is when it comes to the Red Hill community, how do they make money? Besides subscription-based accounts, like, what type of guide are y'all selling to actually get them to believe this is actually the correct way to be thinking? Because this is just a thought. I feel like the Red Pill is literally masculine incel-ness. Like, it's literally feminism without the females. It's literally just feminism for men. That's what the Red Pill community feels like. It's just feminism for men. So, I feel like, because I'm gonna be honest, I don't like feminism, but it's only because of how much power a woman has, even though they're supposed to be equal. But then, when certain situations come up, they want tradition to come back with the man doing everything, and then the woman don't have to do anything. I don't agree with that. If you want equality, you basically have to be shoulder to shoulder with a man and want equality. So, whatever responsibilities that a man had, now you have. And whatever responsibilities that a woman had, a man has to basically do if y'all want it to be an equal, relationship. But I don't agree with a woman being able to have the same exact responsibilities and perks that a man had back in the day compared to like now. I don't feel like a woman should be able to have all the perks that a man has currently, but not also take on the responsibility that the men have to also take currently. Like, you have to literally want to be equal. You have to basically take the same risks and rewards that a man gets inside of life. You have to take it, no matter what. That's why I say I don't agree with feminism, but I also don't agree with toxic masculinity, because that's just you putting women through a whole bunch of trauma that it doesn't even need to exist. And with the money side of all this stuff, I mean, it's just a whole bunch of grifters. Like, it's literally just a whole bunch of grifters that's not actually trying to do anything for you guys. It's just a whole bunch of people that are trying to make money because they know the topic is hot. So, I'm still confused on why people are still falling for that trap on that stuff. Now, of course, yeah, I said I was part of that community, but once I realized, oh, snap, this feminism for males, that's how I got out of it. I saw the problem with being inside of that community, and it was almost every single person that was preaching Red Hill awareness, unfortunately, was bringing men to literally only be with other men.
when I'm out dinner with a girl, I ain't looking at her. I want to see you take that food and put it in your mouth, and I want to make eye contact the entire time. Now, you might think that's gay, but I think it's gayer to involve. Hey, listen to me. I'm being serious right now. Listen to me. I think it's gayer to sit one-on-one with a woman and eat with her. Well, you gonna let her watch you put meat in your mouth?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Hey, yo. Yo, as a matter of fact, yo, put that background. Pause, okay? There's nothing gayer, in my opinion, than spending time with a woman when you could be with your boys, improving, leveling up, getting money so you can get girls in the future.
And getting back rubs. That's the red pill way. They want you.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward, guys. Alright, that's the song. Go here.
You're not going to believe what happened. Tell me everything. I'll show you on Monday.com. So I started the biggest.
I don't have a lot of people supporting me right now. There's a lot of
You don't have a lot of people supporting you because you keep on contradicting what you say you're going to do.
pressure from a lot of different angles. Perhaps I'm too paranoid. Stop being a baby, bro. I'm just tired of seeing me personally, I'm tired of seeing the disrespect and everything.
All right.
That's because you caught 2 L's. And those 2 L's are you live and you learn. Next time, just do better. Or live by your goddamn
What do you
word.
want him to do?
Yeah, no, literally just live by what you're going to say. If you say you're denouncing a community, don't communicate with anybody outside that community. If you denouncing it, you don't need to be communicating with anybody in there. If they used to be your friends, they're not your friend anymore if you denounce them. I'm sorry, if you want to be in the Red Hill community, and then you say I'm out of the Red Hill community, you can't be friends with anybody inside the Red Hill community because you denounced the Red Hill way. You denounce the Red Hill way, you denouncing your Red Hill fans. If you denounce your Red Hill fans, don't communicate with any of them to make sure that you're standing by what you say. I don't think that what Tony Montana said inside of the fucking Scarface. The only 2 things you got in this life is your word and your balls. Like, you already broke your word, and yeah, you already know you probably don't have any balls because you broke your word. Like, who's supposed to take you seriously? That's why you getting disrespected. Like, you getting disrespected because you can't be taken serious. People can't trust you because you can't keep your word, and people don't know. Or, sorry, people accumulate you taking your word as to you having balls. So you can't keep your word, you have no balls.
Do better.
Just live by your goddamn word. Just the fact about the association thing got me. I'm like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You're not associating, and not only that you're not associating with those people, you went in that bus with those people, and when the song was playing in that truck, you were chilling and smiling and everything and stuff.
Well,
so you were approving of that, bro. You were approving of that. That's why people don't have sympathy. I'm not, aside from the people that turn on you, I'm talking about the people around you. Like, yo, don't be such a baby, because you were you were approving. It was a walk in the park. It was a walk in the park that you had to shit, and then there was no bathroom. You shat in your pants.
Yeah.
That's what happened. And now you're like, oh shit, my pants are full. Poupou la pluie. No sympathy. It's like, bruh, come on now, B.
So I would have wanted to talk to Sneeko about this because I had questions. And like, the only reason I have
Yeah. I already know where that's going to be going. Okay, yeah, they're not saying anything after that. So, the main thing is that, yeah, this is the old song. Yeah, this is what happened, last month. So, yeah, that happened a month ago. Probably a month and 2 weeks ago. But the fact that you think there was going to be no repercussions that happened on that, and then you're telling everybody to stay 10 toes down, they're all rifters, bro. Like, you should already know they're all rifters. You should know that because you yourself were a rifter. Like, you used to be Christianity, you went over to Muslim, and then you started to dye your hair and stuff like that. And it's like, you don't stick to a one thing because your audience doesn't like that. Like, as a matter of fact, this perfectly explains this one thing that I'm about to show y'all perfectly explains Sneeko. This is 100% Sneeko, and my bad for using this. I'll make sure,
Friday is company karaoke, 90s pop theme.
I'd love to see that little soy boy come up here and mess with me. You all know he ain't gonna say anything to my face. What? Is that Charlie? What the? Hey, yo, baby,
What?
hey, baby.
What?
Can you and your man take this into the other room, please? I can't hear myself think with all that love making you're doing.
Yeah, fine,
Thank
whatever.
You so much,
No
baby.
problem.
Yeah.
No problem, Sneaky. No problem.
It's
So, for all y'all that don't know, this is Nico. And he literally admitted on a podcast with AMP that he witnessed his girl getting plowed by another dude inside his own womb that he was living in. And he allowed her to keep on doing that because he thought that was okay for some reason. I don't know why. But it's the funniest thing because if you look at the detail of how this all is, Sneakle used to idolize Andrew Tate. And as you can see, Sneakle still idolizes Andrew Tate because when all this went down, he basically said he himself is the Paladin, and Andrew Tate always called himself the Paladin. So when Andrew Tate told his Sneakle, it was cool to go in and state that, you know, oh, I'm Tom D now, I'm Tom D. Bro. The funny thing is, he goes, what, 6'1", 6'2", maybe? And he's like 180 pounds. But bro does not work out whatsoever. Dude's funny as hell. That's why there's weights over here. Because he claims to, you know, be fitness and all that stuff. He claims to go in and be a trainer and all that stuff. He don't. He really don't. Like, he got himself ready for a boxing match with Fresh. And he was basically doing straight, like, immature workouts. He wasn't really serious about that. Although he was more prepared than Fresh would have been, I still think it would have been a funny fight to actually watch because both of them are really pathetic. Now,
Nico. It's Nico.
dude calling him Sneaky is actually what Sneako was called by whoever was found his girl. I mean, that's why Andy say on the I forget what video it was. I don't know if I showed it on Monday, if I showed it on Wednesday. But that video is literally the reason why Andy Tate referred to him. I think he was also on the Rover fighting. But that's the whole reason why Andy Tate said Sneako is sneaky. Because he named himself Sneako. Like, who named himself Sneaky? Even though Andy Tate is named Cobra Tate, he was Snake, just saying.
Yo, chat! Charlie is at my door! What should I say to him? What do you want, you little soy boy loser? Nice. What the hell is that?
Why do they got...
Chat.
Why do they got voice critical? Why do they got him like this? He's all alike while breaking into somebody's house. Like, what? But the situation is this. When Sneako and Charlie had their little beat going on, Sneako was messing around with guns live on his train, which is also why he got kicked off of, I think he got kicked off of Twitch for that. I don't know about YouTube, it could also be YouTube. I don't know, but it been one or the other. Again, I wasn't following Sneako at that time. I was watching Voice Critical on his response on his live stream, where he pulled out and showed an entire arsenal of different weapons, claiming that what Sneako was messing around with were not clips. They were magazines.
Charlie's at my bedroom door. What do I do? Hey! This is private property!
Oh, God, not the way.
You better leave! He's not leaving.
Oh my God.
Okay, alright, fine. Sorry, Charlie! But you asked for this!
No accuracy whatsoever.
Chad, I'm out of ammo. I gotta find another clip. It's called a magazine.
That's where the whole entire situation happened.
You better get out of here. Charlie, I'm actually a huge fan. I watch your stuff all the time. Just let me turn off my stream and I don't know, maybe we can talk this over, okay? Let go of me! Andrew Tate wept.
There's nothing that gets me more hard than my favorite movie, Paddington 2. This movie is like if you combined Belle Delphine.
The fact that he actually got haters of how Farley actually talks down almost to a perfect T is crazy. Now, oh yeah, Ivan Priest basically did a review on that too, 2 years ago, but the funny thing is, most of these daytime influencers, when they start being with somebody and end up using the wrong terminology without knowing who the other person is, will always get corrected, and they get corrected in the worst way possible. Because here it is.
And I'm sorry to be that guy, this is like the grammar police of guns, but he's a fucking imbecile. You absolute buffoon. What you have there is not clips. These are mags. They're mags, not clips, you absolute fucking dummy. The same way that this is also a mag. They're all mags. Stop saying clips, you look fucking stupid here. And I'm sorry to be that guy, this is like
Now, the funny thing about all this was that Sneeko on his live stream. This is what Charlie's responding to, is Sneeko's live stream of Sneeko dancing around with a gun, saying that he's going to pull up on Charlie. This is Charlie's response for basically saying, to pull up motherfucker. Like, this is literally Charlie's response right here.
the grammar police of guns, but he's a fucking imbecile. You absolute buffoon. What you have there is not
also.
clips. These are mags. They're mags, not clips, you absolute fucking dummy. The same way that
And
this
saying pull
is
up,
also
pull that out.
a
Right after that, Sneeko said he didn't want to do anything with Charlie. Just like how Young Dude said that he was going to do something with Sneeko's girl, and Sneeko wanted the Moxley to do pull up on Sneeko. Sneeko said, I'm going to go ahead and hurt my manhood to lose a boxing match against a dude who I know can whoop my, could whoop me inside of a boxing match. Like, and this is a small example, but as you see over here, all of Sneeko's Red Pill brothers turned on him. Some accused of SA by Deshae Frost. Kai was the other one. Oh yeah, right now, right here. Yeah, Rakai fell for the OnlyFans trap. Like, all these massive influencers don't know how to talk to women. And when I say massive influencers, Penguins has a girlfriend. Penguin had a girlfriend. He knows how to talk to women because he doesn't do anything controversial. He just talks, makes his money, does what he does, and he just basically chats with everybody like they're a regular person. That's all you gotta do, but all these big time influencers that basically do the most obnoxious things or basically are doing controversial topics, or instead of saying obnoxious things, I'll say are only doing content for clout. Like, Kai's not. on his people over there on AMP. Everybody else that he brought up with him, the Red Pill communities, most of the big gym bros and stuff like that, they don't know how to talk to women. And it's funny because you can tell basically by how they live their life. Like, you knew Kai was going to basically get him with that one chick, I think her name was G. You knew she was going to do something to him because he didn't know how to treat women because he treated everything like content or he treated everything unrealistically, but in his mindset, it was realistic. Like, you don't do that. You treat people like a human being. You don't treat them like a possession. You don't treat them like property. You don't treat them like they're less than you. Like, and I was gonna say like this: if I was in the situation, Kai Sonata, one, I don't give my girl an allowance. Why would I do that? You're a human being also, you can work for your own money and stuff like that. You can do all that. If you want to network with people that I know, go ahead and do that. Now, of course, if I feel like you're doing something behind my back, then I'm already out of the relationship. Because once I feel like you're cheating on me and people around me are telling me that, hey, she did with such and such, and they were seen on screen doing, felonious activities, or they were doing, like stuff that's close to adultery, that's, felonious activities. But when it comes to like the majority of these massive content creators that don't live outside in the real world, they can't do anything correct because their opinion is basically inside of a level of engagement, likes, and social media, and that's the whole entire downfall of really Western society, or really the United States, is that the United States allows social media to have so much power on the young minds that they believe everything that happens online is real. Like, most of the content that I like, I don't like because I actually like the content. I like it because I know I can make some money off of that content. Most of the stuff that I have faith, I can go ahead and put it into a whole entire live stream on myself, explaining how to make money doing this type of stuff. Like this clip right here. I ain't gonna lie, I can make some money off of this one clip and basically have the sneaker thing and, play it out and literally probably get like 10,000 to 20,000 views just on that one video. And the funny thing is that YouTube has basically YouTube, I can't say it that way. YouTube's algorithm has basically messed itself up so bad because YouTube wants the most people to be staying on their platform to make the most money. The problem is they're taking away from people's lives. So you need to stay away from your life because you're wasting your time on social media, not really looking for value. You're just looking for entertainment to pass by the day. TikTok does the exact same thing. TikTok algorithm only supports people that feed people onto that platform. They don't support people that don't feed people on that platform the entire day. Instagram is the same way. Twitch is the same way. But Twitch is a different system where you already have to have these in order for you to be relevant on Twitch. But I mean, there's an easy way to get bypass on that. Let's see. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch. Insta is the same way. Facebook is the same way. X is the same way. All these platforms have an algorithm that only wants people to be in, or they only want people to stay in their specific platform without leaving to go to a different platform, because that's the basis of how they make their money with advertisers. The more advertisers have to hook their ad out onto somebody's YouTube video, the more money YouTube makes, or the more money Twitch makes, or the more money a specific platform makes. if that specific platform is making so much money and they know this advertiser is only coming to them for that, they're going to do their best to make sure that advertiser is basically getting the most of their money out possible to secure the bag of keeping that advertiser on their platform. Now, the funny thing is, Twitch only focuses on gaming advertisers because that's all Twitch really is. It's a platform for video games. Yeah, there's a lot of IRL, just chatting type streams and stuff like that, but you don't really see people staying on Twitch the whole entire time for 4 or 5 just chatting streams. They'll stay on the whole entire time for 4 or 5 different gaming streams. And it's just the system that they made that is faulty. The only way to fix this is literally to combine all the platforms into one. And literally just have all of that one platform basically share the sponsors, or not sponsors, share the advertising revenue throughout each platform. For instance, if YouTube own everything, including TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, Pinterest, what else? Yeah, I think I said everything that needed to be said. If YouTube owned everything like that, and they was making like $200 and some billion a year, they can literally go ahead, have a section of that for employees, have a section of that for the content creators, and then have the rest for whatever YouTube uses the rest for. And they can literally make a system into where, as long as you keep everybody entertained, and on one of these platforms, they'll go ahead and send you your traffic. But the problem is, then it dissolves into, well, then it becomes separated extremely fast because now it's based off of who can create the best content at once. Now with AI being in the way, AI basically prevented that monopoly from happening. But the thing is, now the viewer wants more high quality content. Like, what was it? Actually, I know C-dance was the keyword, even though I think.
Booking.com has all kinds of stays because some want a house in the desert.
So all this is AI created fight scenes with C-dance, and all of them are probably like extremely viral because it's specific characters that are known throughout the world.
Others do not.
But just watch what's being said.
Find exactly what you're booking for. Booking.com, booking.yeah.
You can't spell anything without AI.
The gaming characters. That's 12 seconds. This is literally C-dance 2.0. Just an anime character. This is movie quality type cinema. And if AI is able to do that now, mind you, this is just C-dance 2.0. Okay? So if C-dance 2.0 is able to do this now, imagine what happens once they are able to get enough GPUs focused onto the project and actually make 4K type videos. Optimus Prime and Copy Panda with the Avengers. You never see that collaboration except with AI. Now, mind you, these are all 12-second videos. Okay, so imagine if you were able to make a story out of these 12-second videos and put it in as a 2-minute movie. Or just a 2-minute epic fight scene. Like, you can make so much money just from this. Just from this. And some of these are a continuation of the previous video. Now you have Batman versus Captain America. And this is the funny thing, you can prompt this in. So you can literally have Batman versus Captain America inside of a parking garage. Like, that's all I wanted to show y'all was the fact that AI has come to the point where now people are expecting this type of quality every single time they get onto any platform at all. Whether it be Instagram, whether it be TikTok, whether it be YouTube, they're expecting this type of level of cinema. If you're in the entertainment niche, and if you're in the education niche, they expect your videos to be this high quality. The funny thing is, people think AI is going to take over YouTube and all that stuff, but it can only take over certain niches, and in retrospect of what people think, the reality is AI can only take over the entertainment part of YouTube. AI cannot take over the educational part. Because mind you, these are only 12-second videos, which means you have to make about 14 to 15 12-second videos just to do an explanation video with a Brad Pitt speaking, or with a Tom Holland speaking, or with Danny Trejo, or Mr. B speaking. Like, you need to literally have 12 to 13 12-second videos just for you to be able to put together a 2 to 3 minute video. And that 2 to 3 minute video has to be put with the right captions, with the right tags, with the right sequence in order for that video to blow up on YouTube. But I mean, that's the sad life of basically what we're getting at, is that people expect so much, but they're not willing to do what needs to be done to cause the separation to be known of what's the difference between an AI-made video and what's a real person actually behind the scene. Because I unfortunately now have access to the same Seedance 2.0. I've made a couple videos of that, and actually I'll go ahead and show y'all one of them. Now, of course, I was playing around and I added some text to it, but
entertainment is better. The more entertaining, the more viral, the more virality, the more money. Education is more valuable than entertainment. The more value, the higher the price can be. Less people, ale more money.
And that was a couple of Fortnite skins that I put inside of this was a couple of phrases to say. If I didn't put any phrases in there and all I did was put money inside of there just to let y'all see what the hell actually happens with a fight inside of like a bank or something like that, it will be completely different. And I probably actually would get like a couple million views within a couple of seconds. Now, of course, you know what they say. I ain't promoting nothing, boy. I ain't wasting my money with y'all. With that being said, I'm actually going to do that just to actually show y'all what it really is, especially when I add in crypto money, Fortnite, Call of Duty, Apex Legends, Dynasty Warriors, what else? The Telltale series, Lonzo Ball. Oh, wow, what if I added in LeBron James versus Lonzo Ball in a bank where there's a whole bunch of money crypto flying around? That will get a lot of views. That will definitely get a lot of views, especially if at Hoodie where it's like, oh, Lonzo Ball said you the GOAT, and then LeBron, bruh, I'm gonna do that. So yeah. I remember watching. Oh, that's what I wanted to speak on. Updates with one of the Academy on my channel. Over the weekend I'm going to be receiving a delivery from Amazon. And that delivery is going to help me actually play some games. So I'll be able to play some games and stream what I'm playing live. So that way you guys can actually see a different side of me. We're still going to do money and finance and all that stuff, and we're actually going to implement and show you guys how to actually make that transaction actually happen. As it's you're going to me, I'm still going to do that as the title for the title of the live stream, but we are going to go ahead and put a game system, and we're going to go ahead and take the thumbnail up a little bit. Just to, make sure that YouTube puts my content out to everybody. And, the funny thing is that, you look at the videos that are long form that I'm actually watching, and you see 300,000, 500,000, 58,000, 10 million. 1.9 million. What else? 60,000, 223,000, 2.7 million. Like, this type of content is what old people, the old version of YouTube used to love to promote. This new version of YouTube that is happening right now, with CDMs 2.0 out now, it's going to promote literally only high quality cinematic style videos. And pretty soon, even bigger, big channels, kind of like, sorry I have to go over the Solar Blade. I know y'all probably sick and tired of watching that, but the Solar Blade, yeah. Popular YouTubers, in the United States of America, these guys might need, taking a hit, except for maybe Coco Melon. But Mr. Beast might take a hit from his views. Vlad and Nikki might take a hit. Kids Diana show might not, because it's a kid show. Stealth Twins might, not whatever that is. Alan the Universe, most of these people might. Popular TikTok creators, yeah, most of these people might see a decline in their viewership if they continue on making old ways of content. If you're making 1080 pixelated content right now, you're pretty soon going to have to upgrade to 4K. And then it's going to have to be upgraded to 8K. Then it's going to have to be upgraded to 16K. And then 32K. And then 64K. And then 120K. It's going to keep getting to where you're going to have to spend so much money just to get attention from everybody. And you can't afford that. I'm gonna let y'all know right now, by the time 70/40 come around, there is going to be a extremely distinctive difference between rich and poor. And you're poor if you're making less than $1 million a month by that time. Oh, you only got a decade left to get up to that point. If you can't get up to that point between now and then, you're screwed. And this is... It's funny because people don't believe it because they can't see it yet. But if CDance 2.0 that's currently creating fight scenes. And he in that fight scene had over a couple million views within 2 months. I need y'all to understand. Anybody can do that if they have the money. If you have the money to create that type of content, you can do that and literally make yourself start making $1 million a year. And then figure out a way how to make it more repetitive to where you're making $1 million a month. And you can do that within the next 3 years. You can do that within the next 40 years and get yourself to the point where you're rich. And then you stay on the side of the rich. The poor are going to be screwed. And when I say they're going to be screwed, I mean they are going to be so hurt that they can't get out of that predicament, even if they really try the hardest. Because right now, social media is going to be taken over by AI. And it's the entertainment value. And then you're going to go back to the education value once the entertainment value becomes too much. And it's like, yo, how do I make a whole bunch of money so I can make content like this? How do I make a whole bunch of money to start doing this stuff? How do I make a whole bunch of money to start doing, AI stuff? It is going to be too late because all the attention's now made from the people that got into it when it first came out. And the people who actually chose correctly, that stayed inside of those specific, or stayed in the people that stayed inside of, Binance family, the people that stayed with them, those who stayed with that company are going to be able to make $1 million a month within a couple of years as long as they understand what they need to do to stay relevant for whatever topics they are creating with the AI that they're using. Okay? There is literally a very small percentage for somebody like, let's say, me, to go ahead and start making $1 million a month. I'm at a small percentage right now if I'm only doing content, but I'm not only doing content, I'm also doing everything else that I used to make millions for people that don't necessarily need to be doing content creation. I have 3 courses currently that I'm selling. One of the courses is a subscription-based course, meaning you have to pay, I think it's $500 a month just to have that course available to you. And there's too many videos for you to go ahead and try to download because there's too much data that's being, downloaded and stuff like that. But I want y'all to understand this is the future that y'all made. Because y'all found it hilarious to go ahead and just be allowing these companies to dictate how you live. The only way this future does not happen is if everybody stops using social media. Once everybody stops using social media, YouTube has to basically lessen the barrier for it to be possible for everybody to make money. TikTok has to lessen the barrier in order for everybody to make money. Twitch has to lessen the barrier in order for everybody to be able to make money when it comes to the creators. But then the creators will all be like, oh, well, we had to give up on this because there ain't nobody watching. Now, the other side of it is that, well, what if somebody figured out how to use AI to literally, I guess, farm their own money? And I don't want to explain what I mean by that because I know it will get me kicked off of this platform entirely, but when it comes to my fault. When it comes to how a platform actually works and how it views a viewer, if somebody creates an AI that can actually bypass all of that or can basically disguise itself as a human being, it's going to be a world of just trying to figure out what platform you can use for advertisers. Because the advertisers won't be having their content be spread out to bots. It is going to be, all right, well, do I trust YouTube? Do I trust Twitter? Do I trust TikTok? Do I trust Instagram? Do I trust any of these? And the question, or the answer to that question is going to be none. The advertisers is literally going to go back to the old way, which is literally just ad networks, and they're not going to Google because one of their platforms, YouTube, has a whole bunch of bots on there. And they lost a whole bunch of money advertising on YouTube, so they're going to like they're losing a whole bunch of money if they advertise on Google. Then Google's ad revenue is going to go down. And then Google will have to figure out how to make itself relevant again as a search engine. And then all of these other search engines are going to have to figure out how to become relevant again, because now they just feel like advertisers are going to be avoiding them, and then advertisers are going to go back to the old way of brick and mortar businesses, where everybody is limited to a finite amount of income because, well, you had to stop relying on AI. And even though both examples that I just gave are excellent examples, that's unfortunately where we're heading. Because everybody always wants to do the most extreme stuff in order for them to make the most amount of money now. And they're calling themselves to become irrelevant a lot sooner than instead of being able to implement a source of consistency that people can trust. So, I mean, that's the basis of what I know is going to happen. And that's why, like I said, I've been trying to do this content stuff and help people out and stuff like that. That's why I'm telling y'all, if y'all get into stocks, do only stocks that do dividends. If they don't do dividends, don't get involved with that stock. Put as much money as you can within the stock. If you're doing crypto, only do crypto that has staking platforms. If you can't stake that crypto to make even that money, then you're gambling with crypto and stock, no matter if they have dividends or not. But with the dividends, you're at least able to recover more of your loss than you are with dividend and interest. Or sorry, with staking, dividends and staking, you're able to recover most of your money if you actually end up lost than you will be if you were just putting the money on Bitcoin, and when Bitcoin reaches 100 million, it only reached up to 1 million when you bought it at 2 million. You see what I'm saying? Same thing with Apple. Apple is at 260 something right now, and it goes all the way down to like 123. Because it's dividend based, you still hopefully were able to make some money, or you lost money, but you didn't lose a lot. So that's why I say you just have to be careful on what you actually are putting your money into. There's ways to finagle with, but of course you have to understand how to finagle with. And that's why it comes back to this on how to make like $5,000 within a week. All this stuff is easy. All this stuff is literally right there for you for the taking. You just have to be able to like smash it. You have the resources. You have the resources, you have the knowledge, you have the equipment. You just gotta smash it now. You just gotta smash it. If you can't smash it, bro, don't even worry about making money. Don't even worry about trying to get to the next level in life. Stay where you're at, because that's all you're going to be. Staying that in literally less than 2 decades. Because this whole entire scenario is going to get worse. If y'all can't stop social media from being as powerful as it is, then y'all stop. And if you don't know a solution, then y'all better all staying inside the matrix and, staying inside the red pill, or staying inside the blue pill, or staying inside the green pill, or staying inside the black pill. Y'all is better off staying inside of those communities and hoping for the best, because there ain't nothing that y'all can do. And that's why I say it's funny, because, like I said, I have so much money and so resources that I'm able to make. Well, now it actually upped over 3,000 thanks to a little And that happened recently, but now, like, I'm making 1% of my money per month now. Where I was making, like, 0.6% of my total amount of money, but now I'm making 1%. And thanks to recent development that happened, I'm most likely going to grow even more when Bitcoin goes back up over 70,000. Then I'll be up to almost 1.5%. And then if the stock that I have also increase, then I'll be up at 3%. That means I'll be making $9,000 a month. And then all I have to do is get all that extra money put into an AI and then start over fresh with a YouTube channel and just blow that YouTube channel up. And then once that YouTube channel gets monetized and I have a program for them to go and buy and put it on a subscription-based methodology, or sorry, subscription-based service, and keep that method going for as long as I can, I'll probably be making probably $25 million a month within a year. That's just how fast everything snowballs, and people make it seem like it's extremely hard to do. It's extremely hard to do when you're doing it by yourself. It's extremely hard to do when you only got a couple people backing you up with it. But it's extremely easy, and the whole entire community understands what the whole entire program is. Like, literally, if you guys were to come over to my Patreon, you guys were literally seeing everything that I have laid out on Patreon, you will see how easy it is to make $1,000 within 1 month. Just doing stuff online and still being able to work. Here's the best part. That $1,000 covers the $5 that you guys had to gain all that information from. That $5 pays for itself. It's so easy. And people just cause their anxiety or their emotions to get in control of something that is realistically logical. Okay, if I spend $5 and I don't make a cent, well, okay, it's just a crappy course. But if I put in $5, but then I make like $10, okay, I got my money back and I doubled. But I'll go ahead and do another $5 to see if I can keep that program going. Or I put in $5 and I got $5 back. Broke even. That's literally the basics of it. And people are saying the economy is extremely hard. The economy is not extremely hard. If you know how to use credit, you can easily get yourself into like $300,000 worth of debt. Put just money into one simple thing for all the money that you just pull out of the debt, pay off the debt, and now you got a whole bunch of capital to use to start a business or to use AI or to use whatever method that you can to make even more money. Like, all this stuff is super easy. That's why I don't understand, like, why people will just go ahead and cheat themselves on a negative downfall because they don't know how to budget. They don't know how to enjoy life while staying inside their means. They don't know how to invest correctly. They don't know the difference between a good stock and a bad stock. They don't know the difference between good crypto and bad crypto. They don't know how to, like, flip land. They don't know how to flip houses. They don't know how to find a house and be able to get paid for somebody to be able to buy that house and then pay you a percentage for finding them that being. Like, it's so freaking easy. It's just hilarious that none of y'all know how to actually do it. So everything looks like just budgeting and how to save money, so that's probably what I'm gonna be focusing on from here on out. Cause all this is it's way too easy to be getting this much money. I already know how to make a whole bunch of money off of this. But we won't continue on with we on the theme line with the live stream, watching other people the content.
This is an
reacting to it.
embarrassing thing to admit out loud, but I've recently found a great guilty pleasure that I've been consuming like junk food. It's those ridiculously cringe podcasts where a few dudes, pseudo-intellectuals, bring on a bunch of women and have the worst debates of all time. It's a forsaken wasteland where normal thinking goes to die. A thunderdome of delusion. It is brain melting. It reminds me of those old PSAs for the dangers of smoking cigarettes, and they'll like open up someone's chest and be like, this is what your lungs look like when you smoke, and it's like yellow and oozing, covered in this like disgusting slime, and it's very fucking yucky. This is like that, but instead of showing you your lungs on cigarettes, it's your brain when watching this content, and it's fucking revolting. Like, it is actual brain rot, and I can't look away.
And goes into a marriage and has kids when they're like 18, 19, 20. And then a year into the relationship, it gets really, really abusive.
From who?
Would you... From both.
This is so rare.
Anyone
It's so
really.
rare.
I mean, it happens.
Go on.
My point is, I'm just, even though it might be rare from what you guys think.
It is.
I already just find this painful. She's asking a very simple question and setting it up, talking about abuse. And already the dudes here are like, this is ridiculous. This is exceptionally rare.
That's crazy. And the funny thing is, even if the statistics shows that it's rare, it still happens. Because you also gotta remember, there's a whole bunch of it that isn't documented.
This is damn near science fiction. Abuse? Never even heard of it. That's like winning the lottery twice level of astronomical odds. Abuse is, it is very uncommon, very rare. As a way of trying to like kind of shut it down already, like, you're choosing something very fringe and outlandish. Abuse is, it's like a unicorn, it almost doesn't exist. But anyway, crazy lady, go on with your hypothetical abuse thing, or whatever you called it. It's just trying to downplay it, which I think is just cringe.
If it would happen, what would you recommend for those people to do? Would they divorce, or do you want them to keep going in the relationship?
You can't divorce. I mean, that's not a real thing. You can like separate. See, his Catholic background shines through. He knows. You can't divorce. You can separate, but you can't actually divorce. That's not a real thing.
Even though it might be like physically abusive.
You got to endure. People are too.
You want to stick with the
People are
relationship.
just.
I mean, look,
people
I'm gonna be
nowadays
honest.
are just. Everybody quits. Everybody gives up. It's too hard. I'm this XYZ. This is why I'm special, so I can fuck up this entire situation based upon me being special.
The clown puts himself front and center here. You're looking at the chief entertainment for this episode. Fucking discount Walmart brand Sal from Impractical Jokers here. His name's Jonathan, and let me just tell you, he's got some opinions, and man, oh man, are they a stinker. So, the question is very simple. If there's an abusive relationship, an abusive marriage, should the marriage end? You know, if the woman is being abused, or even if the man is being abused. The woman who asked the question, her name is Melina, and she doesn't just make it exclusive to women getting abused. Men can also be victims of abuse, something that Jonathan heavily disagrees with. We'll get to that later on. But he is saying that, if it's an abusive relationship, you have to endure. This is the problem with snowflake society now. Everyone's such a pussy, so they'll ruin a marriage because they think they're so special. You absolute fucking troglodyte. It's not about being special, it's about not getting beat the fuck up in a marriage.
Right.
There's no excuse for abusing your spouse, whether it's physical or mental. Like, it's the most... There is a right answer to this question. And the answer is yes, the marriage should end if it's abusive. 100%. Whether it's the woman or the man being abused, it should straight up end. There's no enduring. This isn't one of those situations where it's like, there's greener pastures once you get through a couple of the black eyes and broken bones. You know, my husband may have beat the fuck out of me a couple nights ago, but he also took me to a really fancy steakhouse and I had an absolute bangin' filet. So, all of the abuse was worth it, and I'm a little happier today.
And that's the messed up part about society now, is that so many messed up minds get together and think that this is okay for abuse to be regular inside of a relationship where you get hit, but because he warns you for staying with him, it's alright for you to continue and being inside that relationship, because that's exactly what Charlie just explained. The dude did something to the woman that was named as And instead of her running to the police to get him to put to jail and then getting a separation and eventually a divorce, because he didn't do that, he chose to reward you and reward his own behavior at the same time of giving you an extensive stake.
Like, it's ridiculous. This is honestly making me concerned. My heart is breaking for whatever woman he's in a relationship with. I'm imagining this guy treating relationships like it's Fight Club. If my partner can't roll with my knuckle sandwiches without crying about it and she wants to leave for it, well then good riddance to her toots. Jesus Christ, special snowflakes can't handle a few of my right hooks.
Bro, the language he uses that makes this stuff so damn funny.
Ridiculous. That's frightening. That is a frightening mentality, that you're telling someone to just endure physical or even mental abuse in a relationship, and calling them like a special snowflake or a pussy if they don't. That's crazy. And also his cohort there, the goofball he's in cahoots with, who's like, man, divorce isn't real. Divorce is make-believe. It's hocus pocus. There's no such thing as divorce. Yes, if you're getting abused, you can't divorce, obviously. This is a wild episode.
And the reality is people just haven't learned to endure. There have been hard times in relationship. I'm sure you guys had hard times in relationship. Any relationship has hard times. Okay. And it is what it is. You need to push through and you need to endure, because we're in this abused? Hold on. Because we're in this situation now, like where everybody's just creating this like super nuanced, like 1% example of like, well, what if the kid's transgender, black, and abused, and he's a Black Lives Matter supporter? Like, cool. Okay. Yeah. I get like that one minute
but I'm asking
situation.
For anyone that might be in that situation, what would you recommend?
Okay, endure.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what.
I don't.
I'll tell you what.
Endure.
I'll tell you what I would do.
A lot of diarrhea fell out of his mouth on this one here, so there's a lot to break down. He had an actual episode of psychosis there. He just started spitting shit that never even came up. It's a very simple question. It really wasn't nuanced. She just said, in an abusive relationship, should the marriage end? It really doesn't get more simple than that. A fucking child could understand the question. There wasn't anything about, like, all these nuance that you bring up. But anyway, Smash Mouth has his meltdown there for a second, but his message is still the same. No matter what, you gotta endure. You gotta endure the abuse. He even has the chutzpah to equate abuse to just a hard time in a relationship, as if it's just some little obstacle, little hiccup that every relationship goes through. Brother, abuse is not a hard time in a relationship. That is a fucking crime. That is when a relationship ends, should end.
I wouldn't want my daughter in that situation, quite frankly. And I understand the argument to endure, because I have people close to me who grew up in abusive households, and it lasted for periods of time, and it was a phase, and they endured through it, and they ended up raising healthy, successful families.
Their faces really tell the whole story here. This reaction's pretty on par with that statement. Abuse is not a phase. It shouldn't be a phase. This isn't a normal thing. There's no reason to start normalizing abusive relationships as something every couple needs to go through or will go through. Abuse isn't acceptable. Full stop. Like, that's where... This was a really easy slam dunk for these dudes to answer. Should a marriage end when it gets abusive, whether for the woman or the man? And the answer is easy. It's yes. A relationship isn't something where there should be an abusive phase. If there is an abusive partner, that partner needs to seek legitimate help and get help for controlling whatever violent urges or impulses they have. But that doesn't mean that the other partner needs to stay in the relationship while they're getting that help. Especially not if there's children in the household, because not only is it dangerous for the partner, it's dangerous for the kid to be around as well. I think it's very simple. I don't think it's that nuanced. Abuse just isn't acceptable. Like, that's a super easy thing for a normal person to answer, but we've cultivated...
I gotta wait 2 minutes and then I'll go have
cultivated this culture online where everything needs to be like a debate, even on the simplest topics. Like, you just saw Smash Mouth have that meltdown, like, oh, you're getting into all this crazy 0.1% example nuance of abuse and then all of these other factors, like, out of nowhere. when that wasn't even what was discussed. It is the easiest black and white question.
To an extent.
So you would say that to stick in those relationships that might be abusive to everyone involved and a child, if there's a child.
I'm not
involved?
saying like, hey, stick in the relationship and get the shit beat out of you by your husband.
I'm just asking you what you believe.
I'm just telling you.
Even if it's a small extreme thing, I'm just asking you what you think if you should stick in that relationship or not.
It is such an extreme example that I can't give a prescription for what other people should do. There is an element.
God damn it, it's not even an extreme example. If you just Google it for like 15 seconds, there's so many different studies conducted on the topic, and according to a lot of the different numbers, all of which are a little different, but most of them agree that at least 20% of all marriages are abusive at some point in time. And that's just in reported cases. Like, it's not an extreme example. It's really not. But even if it was, it doesn't even change the question. Like, even in the extreme example here, it's still a very easy answer that, yes, that marriage should end. There is a problem. Now, this guy here is trying to play nice with everybody, so he's like, oh, yes, even this goober over here talking about endure. I mean, there's almost an element of something salvageable of his point, when there's not. Like, there's no excuse. Like, you shouldn't be enduring abuse, like, under any circumstance, but he's really trying to give an olive branch over there for some fucking reason. But this guy is at least admitting, like, he wouldn't want his daughter in that. So he does outright say, like, yes, a woman shouldn't be getting the shit beat out of her in a marriage or relationship, and she should leave. He at least will concede that, whereas the other two guys still, for some reason, fight tooth and nail that, nah, there's really no reason to be leaving.
Like that.
Do you have opinions about third trimester abortion?
It's terrible.
Listen, it's terrible. Look at how quickly you can debate it. Do you know how rare third trimester abortions are? They're also really rare, but you immediately had a visceral reaction to that, right? There are households where parents are abusive to children. Like, that's not like an unfathomable thing. But for you to have that immediate visceral reaction to a type of abortion that's so incredibly rare. But then when it's
I
like,
mean, we're talking about like a guy like getting drunk and like, you know, beating his wife occasionally versus like.
I actually think that was a really good point from Destiny there. Like, you have a very quick reaction to another extreme example. Yeah. Why do you not have that same energy when it comes to abusive households? Right. And then the guy starts making some shit up like, we're talking about a guy getting drunk and maybe putting his hands on his wife. Where is that coming from? The question was so simple. They're making up like a whole fanfic plot line in their head about what was asked when it was really super simple. Abusive household. Should the marriage end? Like, I actually wonder if she had even just said something even more simple and broad, what the response would have been. If she had asked, do you guys think abuse is bad? I wonder what they would have said. I wager that they would have been like, okay, we need to define what abuse is because all of these special snowflakes have weird definitions for abuse. So let's start really getting into the nitty-gritty of what is abuse. Even though it's so easy, abuse is just bad. And an abusive relationship is bad. Yeah. I don't know what's so hard about it. I don't know what's so hard about them just admitting that.
That's the funny thing about red pill community is that I believe at least half of the creators over there have some type of extreme viewpoint on certain deviants on negative concepts. For instance, like abuse in this situation, cheating, having multiple partners, and you're married. I mean, unless you're a woman, but all the women know about their relationship, but everybody else know that stuff. That's something completely different. But this when it comes to the extreme of how everything is. Now, mind you, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. If I was able to have like two girlfriends at the same time, and as long as they know about each other, I would do that. But when it comes to like me having a girl and then me, in a relationship, but she being in a closed one, a non-monogamous relationship, like she shouldn't have to endure that. Like, cause I'm mainly getting the benefit out of having a relationship. And she's not really getting anything out of it except for knowing I'm cheating on her at any given second throughout the relationship. And then in an abusive relationship, nobody's had to deal with that because obviously abuse is wrong. And when it comes to you being married having multiple partners, Unless every single woman is cool with it and they can prove that they're cool with it, then don't do it.
But well, okay, so let me ask you guys. In the Catholic Church, I know that there's like annulments for marriages and stuff. Are there
That was a mistake.
Are there no exceptions for like if a guy is beating his wife constantly?
No, there are, but now
Or a woman could as well, right?
Hold on.
Well, there's
Yeah,
also
yes,
a
she could, but-
distinction drawn between.
If a woman's beating a dude,
legal
that guy-
Hold on, guys.
Oh man, blubbery ass Jonathan there just got saved big time by the guy in the middle. He wanted so badly to say that if a man's getting beat by his girl, then he's a pussy or he's like a weak bitch or something. He wanted so badly to try and get that kind of bravado out there. Sad to see that this mentality still exists somehow, that men can't be the victims of abuse. I thought we got rid of that stigma years ago. Jonathan's supposed to be a men's self-help guru. How? Actually, how?
Divorces that are initiated by women, Brian?
78%.
80%.
78.
80%.
80%. And what percentage of those women have college degrees?
Well, it jumps to 90% if they're college educated.
Real.
Brian, please present the stats to the class. What percentage of divorces are initiated by women? 80%? Thank you, Poindexter, that's sickening. 90% if they're college educated? I rest my case. That's why I only marry 18-year-olds now. They're too young to have a college degree, thus they can't divorce me. What does this have to do with anything? Okay, so you don't want to marry college-educated women? You want to marry dumb women? Like, I don't know. What, you want to just marry a lobotomite sex doll? Cool, like, who cares? It doesn't matter. This has nothing to do with the core question anymore. It's gone fully off the rails and unhinged. They're so focused on picking apart divorce itself. So now they're spouting these stats and making each other mad. So one of the dudes is like, real. And then the other guy is taking a huge deep breath. Why, I oughta. Just hearing that number's making me mad enough to put hands on my spouse because she might have considered a divorce at some point. Like, it's ridiculous. This has nothing to do with what was asked.
They
Can
are
I ask-
extreme.
can
I
ask
agree
another-
with that.
I want to ask
but-
like one more scenario, okay?
Please.
What about if
I was giggling so fucking hard because you can hear, I'm pretty sure it's Jonathan go, oh, Jesus. When she says she wants to ask another scenario. Why are you even here? The whole point is to communicate with the women, your guests, right? To ask them stupid questions and shit. Like, if you're so bothered with them talking, what the fuck are you even doing there?
two people get married, they have a kid, and then the wife starts cheating? Do you think they should divorce?
Absolutely.
They should divorce then?
Jesus himself
You don't
said.
think it wasn't
Jesus,
an
hold on.
adultery?
Jesus
And you
himself
could like
said.
work things through, right?
Jesus himself said in cases of adultery, divorce is
So you think
permissible.
that divorce is worse than physical abuse?
For the children?
Or cheating, sorry. You think that cheating is worse than physical abuse?
For the
Sorry.
children, yes.
I actually let out a full belly laugh. So she brings up cheating and unanimously like, yes, obviously you have to divorce when the woman's being a whore. If you've got a slut for a wife, you gotta fucking divorce that harlot, that harpy. Duh. Are you stupid, lady? Absolutely, you have to divorce there. After they spent like 6 minutes about, well, actually, divorce is one of the most evil things that can ever happen. Divorce is unacceptable. Physical abuse, okay, abuse, you have to endure because you can't divorce. But then when it's cheating, it's like, yeah, you gotta divorce. Jonathan even says crucifixion is warranted. I'm sure he's just being exaggeratory, but he does point blank say that cheating is worse than abuse for the kids, which is a wild take. Both are awful. Your father beating your mother or your mother beating your father in front of your kid is just as damaging as one of them being unfaithful. These are both horrible things, both of which should end in divorce. But for some reason, they seem to only have a real visceral response when it comes to cheating. And then the guy in the middle even gets immediately religious, like, well, in the Bible it says, you know, when cheating's on the table, that's when divorce is absolutely necessary. Well, what the fuck? The Bible also doesn't preach for beating the fuck out of your spouse either. I'm sure you can also divorce in a case like that, so why didn't we get biblical when abuse was brought up? Why did we start trying to justify different levels of abuse and it might be a phase where it's going to get better after and this and that? Dude even wove a whole fanfic about, like, we're talking about a man who gets drunk and maybe occasionally hits his wife. Like, what the fuck? Like, why are you making excuses for abuse and not for cheating all of a sudden, right? Like, and Melina even calls that out. She's like, oh, well, what about, like, working through it, or, you know, maybe the cheating's a phase. And like, no, absolutely not. Cheating is the end-all, be-all. This is crazy. Like, I was absolutely howling with laughter when we got to this segment in the podcast.
Absolutely
I think I'm not going to say this is worse.
Divorce
I mean,
is worse for the children.
I already
Cheating
said
worse than
that
physical
if a
Cheating,
woman's
yeah.
getting abused, yeah, I think she should leave. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, if it's a brief temporary thing, like
What if it's mental abuse?
Okay, now
Do you
we're-
think
less
if
cut and
it's-
dry.
if
If
it's
you are
cheating and
setting
mental
your
abuse?
child up.
I think there's a small chance that Jonathan may have misunderstood the question. He may have thought he heard, is divorce worse than abuse? And that's what he was saying, that divorce is worse than abuse for the kids. Which is still a fucking stupid take, so I'm gonna tackle that one as well. What the fuck, man? You think that somehow kids witnessing their parents beating the shit out of each other is somehow less damaging than if they had just gotten divorced? You've got some issues you need to work through. My goodness. And then also, that lady that's behind them is saying that it's less cut and dry when it comes to mental abuse. Why? Abuse is abuse. What are you talking about? So far, up until this point in the episode, she hasn't said too much. She mainly just kind of agrees with everything the guys say. But she says it's less cut and dry when it comes to mental abuse, which leads me to believe that she thinks it should be cut and dry when it comes to divorce for physical abuse. But she didn't say anything. She didn't chime up and say, like, hey, I agree, the marriage should end then. She just stayed silent because I guess she was just looking for things to fight them on as opposed to agree with, which I think is always such a weird component of these debates where if you agree with your opponent, you're apparently losing, or you lose points by doing so, which is so fucking backwards. And that's why I think debates in general are kind of worthless, because it's never about changing someone's mind. It's always about just cementing your own beliefs and never faltering and never changing.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm going to say it is. Lauren is the second fact, because I knew that was going to come up with how he was going to explain debates. That's why I don't debate people. It's literally just. It used to be about being able to have people open up their mindsets from the beliefs that they have, but now it's basically who can defend who can defend their belief better than the other person. And that's where it comes down to. So literally, if somebody asks you to debate them, like Fresh and Fit, they always have people go in for debates and all that stuff. Anytime they get louder than me, and then they say it's my podcast or whatever I say is true. Or, how it really happens is, anytime a woman has a rebuttal to whatever their belief system is, then they basically get rah-rah and start talking over her, like, oh, I don't got the sound effect anymore, but, with the smoke alarm going off where my Fort Myron and the altar, proclaiming that they're black, whenever they get loud and obnoxious, and then beat down whoever is trying to debate them with verbal pressure, they're basically implementing, it's my podcast, whatever I say is automatically true, whatever you say is going to be denounced as false, or is going to be announced as false, but whatever your rebuttal is, it won't be denounced by the audience, because the audience is my audience, and my audience know what I'm going to say, and my audience know what I say is true. That's where the debates are at now, and it's like, nobody can really have a proper debate in here when it comes to anything.
Changing perspective on anything. So nothing good ever really comes from it, except for just general entertainment as a spectator. And this one had me giggling, so I wanted to talk about it a little bit. That's it. See ya. Here, I'll check this out when I fill up my water and take a piss. I love the quote on that. I'll smack you, tit boy. What does that mean? There's a lot of layers in that onion to peel apart. Let's see what this is. I don't know who Wes Watson is, but I'm very curious to see what he does to tit boy.
How do you define success? What does that mean for you?
Success is, being free, being able to do what I want to do every day when I wake up.
Wrong. Success is how much pussy you get. Duh, idiot. Where's Wes Watson? Set everyone straight here. Is this him?
No vices. That means no drugs, no alcohol, no bullshit. Don't have to hide behind nothing. What's rich? You get to do what the fuck you want.
Is this Wes Watson? Is this the right guy? Let me see.
Yeah.
Or is this Tit Boy? Who's who here? Okay, that is Wes Watson. Didn't he just say no drugs? Brother, gear is a drug too, you know that, right? No drugs, except for the ones I do. No vices, except for the ones I do. This guy probably actually did have gynecomastia at some point. So he is literally tit boy.
Ash, dude. Pull your fucking shirt
Because
off
I've
and
been-
tell me you're fucking proud
Because
of yourself.
I've been to fucking.
Oh, wait, I gotta rewind. I always love that. Pull your shirt off. Show me your body. And let me touch it a little bit. Because you're probably not proud of it.
Are you proud? If you look in the mirror, would you guys say this motherfucker's proud of who the fuck he is? That's a bag of trash, dude. Pull your fucking shirt
Because
off.
I've been.
Tell me you're fucking proud
Because
of yourself.
I've been to fucking prison.
Jesus Christ,
Because
look
I've been
at
to
you,
prison.
bro. You got 10-inch arms and tits. Men don't have tits.
No, they go to prison where they get fucking.
Fuck yeah,
where
they
get
do.
raped up the ass.
You've never been to prison. Look,
That's
you're
what
talking about shit you
happens.
don't know.
They go to prison.
This is a
and get
crazy
raped.
argument.
Get your ass
Hold on,
beat
hold
in
on,
front
hold
of
on.
You think that that's
everybody.
better? You think that that's
Okay,
better?
let's let him. Yeah. go.
Titties.
Anyway.
Who do you think would win? In what?
Boobs.
Yeah. Okay.
A fight? This guy'd probably win. He's got that roid rage psychopath energy. This guy would get
Yeah.
snapped in half, no doubt. But if we're talking about like a lactation contest, this guy he's harping on the titties of would not win. It would be this guy. This guy's got so much
He's
gear in
in
his
a
body, his
lactation
his tits
contest.
probably lactate all the time by pure accident. This guy's probably got a pump in his fridge. So it just depends on what kind of fight they're having. If you want to be a true alpha male, not this embarrassing caricature of one, then you have to get yourself the new Gamer Supps Waifu Cup of Me that just dropped. That's right, it's finally here. The Moist Waifu Cup has finally arrived. It's available right now at gamersups.gg. I'll put a link to it in the description. It's guaranteed to be the best possible cup you've ever had in your life. Big thanks to Gamer Supps for making this chalice here. I am honored to be represented as a big-tittied waifu. It's been long overdue, and I think it came out extraordinary.
But anyway, if
That's
you want,
crazy.
Fuck yeah.
if you want to follow the.
See, that's the type of ads I want to be doing on my channel. So, yes, I am very honored to be a dude who somehow got transformed into a female anime character that was put on a cup and is now worth $50 per cup. Like, that would be hilarious.
The successful mantra of a man who tells you he's reformed from prison. Understand why they might have gone there to begin with. And
To take
yes,
care of a
I do think.
What did he go to prison for? To take care of his family? Isn't that the opposite? You were not there for your family if you were in prison. I went to prison because I was such a good dad. That's why I went. He went undercover. Oh, wow, he spent a decade in prison. Holy shit. I thought it was going to be like a, I don't know, like 6-month stint in prison. No, this guy went to jail
Nah.
for 10 years.
Yeah.
What did he do? That must have been
Yes.
heinous. During his 10 years in a and he actually uses this as a selling point for himself. During his 10 years in California prison, West began building an Instagram presence while behind bars. Well, what did he go to jail for? Then he talks about becoming a millionaire within 18 months after being released. Is that it? It was 10 years in prison for robbery, burglary, assault, and battery.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Tough Guy's got his Instagram account privated? What's going on with that? He's got 1.2 million followers, though. Why is his Instagram private, though? That's not ripped, rare, and rich. I'm sure all the followers are real people, too, and not bots. I have no doubt. No, it's definitely not a purchased account. If anyone's curious, though, for how he became a millionaire within 18 months of being released from prison, he did it because he exploited you. The desperate, gullible men that are purchasing his shit and saying that it's worthwhile. You think this guy somehow found the ways to make money in jail for 10 years for beating people and robbing them?
Right.
Yeah, I'm sure he's got a fucking fountain of knowledge to bestow upon you. He just found the easiest way of making money in the modern age, which is telling desperate men that they're losers, and the only way they'll stop being a loser is if they give him money.
Guys, you're losers, give me money.
That's it. That's the shock.
Like, that's literally where all these fitness regular people slash dating people slash I don't know, finance. Outside of what I do. Outside of what I do, like, it's pathetic. Because, mind you, $5 for Patreon is not going to break your bank. Okay? Now, the value that I have on Patreon is the reason why it's not going to make you break your bank. You'll be able to make money without having to spend any extra money. will there be affiliate links on there later on? Yeah, there will be affiliate links later on inside the Patreon course. Patreon stories or posts that I have and, you know, extra stuff later on down the line. But that's long before the next, you know, people that come on in and, you know, want to basically improve their life. I'm not going to force y'all to upgrade to the next tier. If you want to, you can. That's all up to you. Okay? Obviously, yes, young's gonna have a lot of value. The second one's gonna have a lot of value. The third tier is gonna have a lot of value. But I don't want you to go immediately to the third tier. I want you to at least see the first tier. Because if the first tier can't make you money, then obviously the next two tiers didn't make you money at all.
Fucking secret.
Like, I'm structured with my stuff, and I want to make sure that whatever I'm selling at my low point will also help people. Because the next level will definitely help people, and then the third level will definitely should help people. And if you can combine everything together, you should be a millionaire within 1 year.
Secret to how I became a millionaire. Charlie, he invented docking and copyrighted it. True, actually, maybe that is what it is. He brought docking into the mainstream.
True wealth is having a wife, and true wealth, that is what I think it is. And that is what I think truly success is being able to go home and look your family in the face and know that you're doing everything you can to support them. That's
then
what
when
I
you
think
go to the
success
beach
is.
with your family, they're like, there's my stud dad right there standing there.
Do you have
That's literally his whole life. Holy shit, that is so sad. His whole life is his body.
Yeah.
Which is going to give out within the next 15 years from his overusage of gear.
Yep.
That's so sad. That is so fucking sad. This guy is 10x the insecurity of this man.
Yep.
Oof. That is actually all he can say. What an absolute fucking weenie. Yeah.
Stud.
And it's sad because when you actually go into like these communities, specifically the Red Hill community, they don't judge what women think about them. They only judge how other men think about them. So if one man is able to defend himself a lot better than the other person, then that one man gets a lot more respect. But guess what? If a woman's able to debunk what they say, it don't matter. Because it only matters when men are able to debunk another man.
Right there with
Do
his
you,
shirt off.
do you have
That's a Red
children?
Hill
Look at that
Do you,
stud.
do you have children?
I do have children.
How many?
I have 2.
You have 2. So, are you saying that your Bugatti and your money and everything
If
else
they
is
saw me
worth more
standing
than your
there, they'd be
children?
like, my dad's a superhero. Look what he brought to the table. Look how hard this guy works. He came from nothing to this.
Yeah.
He's, God damn it.
You're still whining. Stop whining.
That
It
is
just
a
makes
product.
You're still whining. Stop whining.
All right,
Look
let's
at
just.
your goddamn self.
Oh man, this is much worse than I thought it would be for this guy. Yikes. Eek. Eek.
It's just hilarious.
I'm sure his children are so proud. My dad's a superstar. Look at him melt down on this fucking podcast about this guy. All because
Right.
his body isn't as exploited with gear as my dad's.
Right.
I'm so happy. My pop is the best.
My pop.
Oh, he only spent the first 10 years of my life in jail. What do you mean? He's a great dad.
This is not what men
Let's let
look
him.
like.
Let's let him
What do they
finish
look
his
like?
point.
Fucking shit.
What do they look like? Bald prisoners? Is that what they look like?
Wow.
This is the problem in society. People like this think they can talk to someone like me like that.
You started it, goofball. Oh my god, he's getting.
They look
This
like
is why
bald
this is why he privated his Instagram account now. I see. Oh my, he's getting destroyed.
That's what the show is supposed to be about. I like this shit. So personally, I enjoy it.
Yeah, it looks like you enjoy it. Private account.
Yeah, we can have
We
a.
can move on, but
we can have-
Jesus
yeah.
Christ, men don't have tits.
Thanks for your sub, Jan.
Physically,
Men usually have
he
hair.
has-
We
he
can
has-
agree on that too.
He has
Physically.
crossed over gender barriers.
Right.
That guy actually only has a single thought in his mind at any given time. My body versus that body. My body better. My body use all kind of HGH substances. Thus I win. And he can't process anything else.
Need some other little fucking lame douche over there.
Oh man.
I'll
Come
still
on,
answer
man.
the question. Is giving someone an expensive watch?
Would any of you guys really hang out with these guys?
This is
This guy is having. This guy. This guy's fucking awesome. What an effective clown. I've never heard of Wes Watson before. I need to look more into this.
New movie, I see.
Master your mind and body. Meanwhile, this guy just throws a temper tantrum like a child who can only say one thing, like, your body's yucky.
Right.
I went to jail for 10 years, so what? Would you hang out with these guys? Oh, this is cute. On his website, he had a little bit of hair. Oh, so here we go. He used to be a marijuana dealer. And it looks like he was sentenced to jail for what Chatter mentioned earlier with like the robbery, assault, burglary, whatever, all of that. But he used to be a dealer. So I'm guessing... I still haven't seen exactly what the case was. But I'm guessing it was something about like a deal gone bad, maybe? I don't really know. I thought so. Okay. So the... This is so crazy. I think this is right. So, the person he's currently dating is the woman who had that very viral plane meltdown and then got offered a porn deal. So, his current girlfriend is this lady, I'm pretty sure. At least according to the articles that I was coming up and reading about this lady.
I did nothing wrong.
Oh.
No, you shut the up. You shut the up and your bitch.
Goodbye.
You shut the... Film me. I'm Instagram famous, you bum. Shut the up.
It's crazy. That's a perfect match. That is a perfect match. Two insufferable people dating each other. You couldn't script that any better. Did she take the porn deal too? That would be the cherry on top of the Wes Watson shit cake. This is so interesting. Hold on, one more thing I want to look up that I saw pop up briefly when looking into Wes Watson. Just, sorry. And then we'll get back to him screaming about whatever the fuck he's melting down about, shaking his fist at the clouds. Your body isn't as ripped as mine, clouds. You have no right here. Okay. So what I saw come up is that he also has a podcast, but that doesn't seem correct. It looks like he was a guest on a podcast, and it was called How to Date a Bad Bitch. And it's him talking about dating that plane lady that was melting down.
Yeah.
Alright, sorry, I'll stop looking up shit on the side here for side quests. Let's see what else he has to say.
Jesus Christ.
They're skilled at some things.
Whoever fucking said that.
Hang on, that bass guy right there just said, hell yes,
face,
shut up.
faggot.
That's fucking hilarious. You're awesome.
Different guys on the
this
panel.
is why most people don't invite me places.
Guys. Different guys on the panel.
That's so sad.
No.
Have different skills.
Yeah, that is so sad. Why would you say that? This is why I don't have any friends. Man, I don't have any friends. Look how quiet he gets after saying that, too.
We could tell his tits are all jiggling.
God, that's actually all he's got.
Hey, bro, your toupee, it's still back there in the back. Go get it.
I shaved my head, you little faggot.
Are you sure they...
Oh, boy. Uh-oh.
Guys.
I want to see these guys' women. Let's put these trolls back here.
Women are not objects in our world.
Guys,
we're not serial.
Hey, Wes, I don't think you want to play that game, brother. You're...
And this is the funny thing. Myron can't even control an audience of men. What makes y'all think he can control an audience of women?
woman went viral for being an insufferable...
The only time he can control him is when he's yelling and being just like him on his podcast. That's the only way he's able to control them, and they even get out of control majority of the time. That's the funny thing.
Asshole that everyone clowned on, and she got offered to do porn. Like, brother, you don't want to play that game.
Right.
You really don't. This guy super sucks. He talks about how he used to be a huge drug-dealing kingpin who lived in big mansions, but the reality is he sold a little bit of weed and slept on his friend's couch. No, that's the propaganda that they're feeding you. He really was... No, dude, this guy, Wes Watson, he really did live in the biggest mansions, fuck the baddest bitches, sell the dopest weed. You got your facts mixed up.
We're gonna move on.
Cry if you want.
We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on.
He's still going. He's so hurt.
We're gonna move on.
That's all you got is threats.
We're gonna move on, guys. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on, guys. We're gonna move on.
Listen, Rich, gonna be proud.
No, it looks like they calmed him. Well, calmed him down is the wrong word. It looks like he ran out of words in his head. So then he blue screened in his brain. What an interesting guy. He's like if you tried to have someone do their best to be Dan Bilzerian, but without the actual money. Just taking like core personality traits and rolling them up into one guy who's on a... He's more like a D-list Liver King. Liver King is a scammer and an insufferable asshole who and then privates his Instagram account when people tell him that he's a loser. That was interesting. That did lead to a new discovery here of the Wes Watson rabbit hole. I looked more into his arrest. He basically got arrested for beating up and robbing a low-level weed dealer at a random motel. To his arrest, he basically got arrested for beating up and robbing a low-level weed dealer at a random motel.
Why you didn't hear that?
Oh, yeah. There is powerful niggardry at work here.
Hell yeah.
Arrested for beating up and robbing a low-level weed dealer at a random motel. Brother, that's not what happened. I don't know what kind of fucking woke news sources you're reading. Wes Watson, he marched out into Gotham by himself and took on Penguin's entire gang, upturned that bitch, and stole all their product, and eventually Commissioner Gordon had him thrown behind bars. That's what happened. And he did it for his family.
He did it for his
That was
family.
pretty cool. That was pretty fucking awesome. What happens when you get 3 of the most uninteresting, out-of-their-prime frat dudes in a room? They make a podcast, and like all other alpha podcasts, they focus on shitting on women. But this time, the unique selling point of this alpha podcast is all 3 of them rolled a 0 in the charisma stat. Between the 3 of them, they can very rarely form a complete sentence. It's like a game of fucking Mad Libs because they can't help but keep interrupting each other, and the one time they brought on a female guest, I think she maybe got 3 words out before they kept...
Alright, 47 people down, well, who's he talking about? I'll let y'all go ahead and have a couple of seconds to go ahead and determine. Might be. I mean, only one of y'all answered, so I'm just gonna go ahead
like
and change.
dogpiling on every single breath she took. It is an outstanding disaster of insecurity. It's also adorable how hard they all try to appear as like this peak sigma alpha masculine specimen. This is a podcast I'm sure none of you have heard of. I only found it because a YouTuber named Chad recently made a great video on it, and I knew I had to dive into it and watch more of their content. On TikTok, they're a bit of a laughingstock. They're just a fucking punching bag for most people to insult for good reason, obviously. So I wanted to watch more than just like their best moments montages where it's like, women cheat more than men, those bitches. Like I wanted to watch like the actual full context and full episodes. They have 3 right now. But it was so hard to watch them because every time they try and speak, it's like a kid who
So it might not be who you thought it was. I'm just saying.
gets called on in middle school to stand up and read in front of the class and they're nervous. They just drone on and on, getting lost.
Okay, that does sound like Walter, however, I don't actually know. I have to think about it. Boys Critical's been on YouTube for almost a decade, right? Oh, we might be talking about that. How long ago was this made? A year ago.
Lost in their own sauce, forgetting what they were even talking about. They just keep fumbling over words and they just keep placing new filler words in there and it makes no fucking...
Oh, yeah. There is powerful niggardry at work here.
Very powerful.
Do it. Let me show you.
Yeah, plus like too, when you're in that bracket of fucking really financial, I'm not, but one day I will be, when I'm in that bracket of like being fucking rich as fuck.
Right.
I feel like, especially like, I don't know, like a lot of dudes get played for their fucking money.
So,
And,
yeah, a lot.
And they look like fucking fools. Because after a while too, money could only get you so far with getting pussy and shit.
Well, it depends.
At the end, and
His vocabulary is very limited. That's sad.
it's true, and like they'll be like, "Oh, fuck him, I'm tired of him." Fucking housewife.
That bitch was plotting.
He was plotting
Yeah.
from the jump.
You know what's funny? Because I
But
was
that's
like,
her personal need.
yeah,
which
right.
I don't
That's what I'm saying.
understand.
So
Yeah,
like,
fuck that.
why are you gonna use my money that I fucking made to do something?
Yeah.
If you want money, you ask for it, and I'll gladly give it to you.
Yeah,
I
especially
don't want
if
you
we're,
sneaking money out
we're
the day.
financially fucking way better off than most.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, just don't like fucking. Yeah, I fucking agree.
But like,
This was from the
What?
timeless classic Women Cheat More Than Men, their biggest episode and a real hit. I couldn't watch the whole thing because this is the whole thing. Stretch this kind of conversation across an hour and 15 minutes. It's impossible to sit through. It literally sounds like someone skipping through dialogue options in like a Fallout game. It sounds like you're just listening to William Shakespeare in Old English and none of it's making sense.
I want to know what your boyfriend brings to the table, or what you expect him to bring to the table. Or even any man. Not like, we don't have to like focus on your guy. We just any what does a guy have to do?
Respectful.
Okay.
So looks don't play a role in the first part. Gotta go. Just let her go.
Yeah, let her go.
Relax, buddy.
Let her go.
This was a really big moment for the podcast. They really went out of their comfort zone and brought a girl into the boys' club in order to get deeper insight into females. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to really speak that much because the crew didn't really like when she'd talk. So like right away they just ask, you know, what do you want in a guy? And she says respectful. The fucking room goes silent and one dude's like, so looks don't matter then, huh? Like, he gets so deeply offended off rip. All three of their minds were blown. She said respectful, and one guy just, his whole soul is crushed. Like, what about looks, huh? What about looks? Are you lying to me, you crazy fucking harpy, huh? You come onto my podcast, you old battle axe, and you're spreading fibs? No, respectful doesn't exist. Not even a real word, not a thing. Looks, that's all that matters. That's what I've read on the forums. Don't fucking lie to me again on my own show.
I say, if my wife lets herself go after I have kids with her, if I'm going to tell her once, if you don't get your shit together, I still want to be sexually attracted to my wife, my spouse. But if you
Even
can't
girlfriends.
do that, girlfriend too, if you can't do that, I'm out.
Oh, God, then. Alright, so I'm just gonna say this. If you guys are listening to people like this, bro, please stop. It's bad enough that I used to be a part of something similar to that. But, I mean, honestly, with Fresh and Fit, it's a lot, well, actually, it's not a lot different. It's just Fresh and Fit have more confidence than they speak. But, after realizing Fresh and Fit is basically saying the exact same things that these guys were saying, it's sad to think that, you know, I was a part of that. But it's even worse to know that there is literally a kid who got rejected and think it's the end of the world and is watching this stuff and getting committed to this lifestyle at the age of 14 or 15, where they're going to ruin her life even worse.
Now.
All three of them are pretty dumb, but this guy right here is like the superstar imbecile. Every time he says something, it's the dumbest shit. He was getting hit with sunlight when he heard that. He just started like melting and like in pain. And anything that challenges his belief that looks are the only thing that matter in the world, he takes great offense to. Yeah. So this video they disabled comments on because they were getting clowned on ruthlessly. Yeah. And, you know, very un-alpha-like to be a coward and disable your comments. They're keeping the video up, and apparently they had a response to it, which they took down because they also kept getting clowned on with that. Can't confirm because I can't find it. Yeah, his whole point is super goofy. So my wife has kids with me, and then she stops getting hotter, and I don't find her hot anymore, and that's her fault. I give her one chance. If she doesn't fix herself, I'm out. Aging is cringe. So when my wife hits 40... I'm leaving her ass, and I'm going back to dating 18 and 19-year-olds.
I mentally checked out of my last relationship for so long.
But I don't want to say you broke up.
Yeah.
Another point. Close the fucking show. Another point.
No,
another
but it doesn't
point.
say anything. No, it's not like anything bad. But
No,
it's like
not
after
you.
everything
Hold on,
I've
I'm
been
gonna let you
through.
finish your point. And I'll let you finish your point. Guys at home watching, if you're fucking, once you'll know when your girl's mentally checked out, and when she's mentally checked out, she will entertain any dude. I'm not saying you. There's always exceptions to the rule. I'm saying they'll entertain dudes. They'll fucking even cheat on them. They don't give a fuck. Because once when their mind's gone, the vagina still could be there. But once when the mind's gone, the heart's gone, they are done. There's no coming back from that. So like, you know.
Oh my god. He's absolutely right! Oh! He just blew the case wide open. I fucking love that this dude immediately interrupts her for the millionth time just to make like an absolute nonsense point. The vagina might still be there, but the heart's gone. The soul went to hell. and now she's cheating on you there. Right? And the Avengers music, oh, it just sounds so good. It's like he's making the most profound speech of all time. Like, hey, shut the fuck up real quick, lady. I know I asked you this question, but now I'm talking. Cue the orchestra. Hey, cheating and pussy. What's up with that? I genuinely just can't wrap my head around this whole crew here. I don't even know what he's thinking is going on.
So basically, what I think is going on is 3 virgins basically got together to do a podcast, and they are utterly failing because they don't understand each other enough to have communication or chemistry to know when to do inside jokes, when I bring guests on, how to speak to guests, how to speak to women, how to do something entertainable that actually works. And basically they attempted to do something that they ultimately failed at.
Right now, he thinks he's being so deep and profound, and like this is somehow supposed to be inspirational, but it's not. It's not even close.
Oh, wait, you want my old voice back? I think I like Demo better, boy.
Close to anything at all.
No, I got this right here. Women preserve their value, men create it. Let me explain. Exactly. Guys care about a girl's past. A girl cares about a guy's future. Just like if your boyfriend.
I care about your past.
Hold up. I have no doubt the 3 of them are pretty close to illiterate, but what that guy's saying right there is verbatim what all of the other YouTubers who are alpha males try and parrot. They all vomit that exact same line into each other's mouths, and just like Ouroboros, just keep eating each other's asses for all eternity. That whole men create value, women preserve it, guys care about a girl's past, girls only care about a guy's future. They treat each other like anime protagonists. It's literally r/I'm 14 and this is deep. This is literally sad Facebook statuses from 2010. It's very clear that this guy in particular was very deep into the whole pickup artist community or whatever, because this shit is the exact verbatim shit that they all said in their seminars. I've watched a lot of those on YouTube nights on stream because they're really fun to laugh at. And to a certain extent, I do feel bad for this guy because he got fed this so much that now he...
I don't feel bad for any of these people inside that community. They were really trying to push out a narrative they know is not true. And they feel bad for themselves for falling into it and basically making it their identity. So they are really, like, they're screwed to the point where there is no repair. Once they go in and they are in it for at least a year, if they can't change their mindset to get back to normal reality of, hey, I'm just not a viable partner for a woman because I just can't fix myself, they might stand a chance in society. But if they keep on coming to the viewpoint of it's always the women's fault, it's all women that are, evil and stuff like that, then they're like, they're screwed. They're screwed for the rest of their life. They'll never be able to have love unless they buy it. And you can't buy love. And when it comes to finances, the biggest thing about finances for me is, there is one truth about the finance section of the red pill community, and that is you are going to need some money to be able to date women. Do you need a lot of money? No, but you do need to make sure that you're financially stable to be able to date any type of woman. That also means you have to think of worst case scenario. If I have to spend $1 million just to satisfy this woman, do I have that flowing in my bank account right now? And the majority of y'all will answer no. So you will need to get your finances in order and then date somebody you know is not going to want to do, $1 million a month. But you also want to make sure you have that $1 million a month just to make sure you're secure for the rest of your life. Because mind you, if you do end up getting married and stuff like that, you do need to pass that money down to the kids. That's how you create generational wealth. You also teach them how to make that money themselves. So that way you can keep that going down in a pattern to where none of your kids are ever broke again. So, It's really just making sure, in reality, that finances do take part in dating, but it doesn't pick who you should date. What your taste is, what you want inside of a girl, what you want inside of a relationship, that's all with the self-improvement part of the red pill, and red pill don't help with self-improvement at all. The red pill only helps with understanding a dating situation with you and a girl who is materialistic and promiscuous. That's it. On the dating section, on the finance section, some of them are millionaires or at least getting their way up to there. The point for the finances is to make sure that you, as a human being, yourself is secure. If you have family and kids, or sorry, if you specifically have kids, not if you have a family, if you got a family, you got a girl, and if you got a girl, you're straight. You just need to figure out how to get your own finances in check. But if you have kids, and let's say you're a single dad, or let's say you don't got your kids with you anymore, it's not the woman's fault. It's your fault for allowing the situation to happen, or for the situation to occur. If she was the one who started it, you allow the situation to happen. So you gotta take accountability that you chose the wrong partner in that situation. But where you can go ahead and get your kids back, you can't make more money about her and literally put your kids in a meeting at worst for making it. You gotta be able to showcase that, hey, it will be better for my kids to live with me because I can give them better education, better future, better lives, and they have any struggle. If they are living with her, and mind you, this is a scenario, where she's sleeping around with a whole bunch of different dudes and teaching them negative, or teaching them negative patterns that are eventually going to cause them to be criminals later on in their life. But if you're, let's say, in a different scenario, you're making money, you're able to be stable by yourself, and you have a situation where it's you and the kid, or sorry, you trying to get custody compared to the mom. If the mom literally states, I want to do dual custody or co-parenting, if you want to say it like that, agree. Just agree. Because she literally states, I will meet you halfway with having this kid come back and forth and stuff like that. Then you just gotta figure out schedule. Once you figure out the schedule, the little moments that you have with your kids will only teach them how to make money and be able to keep themselves from being in a situation where you and your woman are in. That's it. That's all you gotta do, and you're good in life.
He's adopted it as a truth, and the cycle just continues.
Hot topic.
Very hot.
Girls cheat more than guys.
Oh, fuck yeah. Girls cheat more than motherfucking
I was
dudes.
waiting to say
Period.
that, bro.
Period. They're sneaky.
100%.
They're
It's my personal mentality. Because I'm better than everybody.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I want to skip this part.
women.
Top of the line.
Agreed. Fitness chicks are superior to any woman.
They posted this themselves as one of their highlights. Like, this is one of their finest moments they were proud of. Just fucking imagine that mentality, that this conversation is like a moment you're like, yep, pretty proud of that one.
No.
I mean, to be fair, in their defense, they didn't fumble through sentences because there were no sentences here. It was just like individual words back and forth. Man calls it together like it's a goddamn city council meeting. Boys, gather around. Titties. What do we think? Do we like that?
Yes.
Valid. Milky. Top of the cream of the crop.
Yeah.
Yes. I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that if I actually did finish all 3 podcasts to completion, there would be a million more wild and wacky moments, but it's just so hard to sit through their podcasts, so I haven't done that yet. So these were just some of the highlights that I found. These are the ones that were posted on their own TikTok, and as well as just a couple of moments that I skimmed through their podcast. And yeah, I just wanted to share this because this is just another very silly alpha male podcast. That's about it. So yeah. The only thing more pathetic than a guy who calls himself an alpha male is a guy who calls himself an alpha male and then tries to sell advice to desperate, lonely men.
Hey guys, it's your boy Fresh Prince CEO. And today we're
Oh
going
my
to
god. This is gonna be funny.
talk about all my W's. Stay tuned for it.
I love intros like these. You get some like wacky wubby dubstep kind of shit going on there with a dumb intro. It is so nostalgic. Takes me right back to 2011. Anyway, this is the Fresh and Fit podcast. The entire purpose of this show is to bring women on to insult and belittle them to their face, while also preaching that men should have the right to cheat on their significant other as many times as they want,
Yeah, I'm not worried
whereas
about
their
this.
significant other isn't even allowed to look at other men. They have to go in public with like fucking horse blinders on, and if they even so much as glance at a dude, you need to kick them to the streets immediately because they're a fucking disgusting, worthless whore. It's a lot of horrible, abhorrent shit that they talk about, and I'm sure you've heard of them or seen them before because I've had so many viral clips over the last year of them getting dunked on by the guests they bring on. I'm pretty sure the two of them have a humiliation fetish, which is the reason they keep this show running. But they're also kind of like the Voldemort of YouTube, at least they were for a little bit. They used to copyright claim and copyright strike anyone that would make fun of them or joke about them, saying that it was damaging their brand or making them look silly, even though they themselves are the clowns in their own circus. They're making themselves look fucking stupid. They never actually won any of their strikes or claims or anything like that. They all got overturned. But still just absolutely cowardly pussy behavior from people that claim to be alpha males. But anyway, I'm not here to talk about Fresh and Fit as a whole or the entire production of it. I want to focus on one video they posted in particular, one that I still think back on with a little wet spot in my trousers. It's one of the most delusional things I've ever seen from a YouTube channel. It's one of the hosts that is telling a story that is completely made up, just obviously fiction. He is literally making up fanfic on par with My Immortal in a way that makes him look like he constantly fucks. Even though I'm pretty convinced that the shorter guy here is a virgin, yet he still makes these crazy claims and stories like the one I'm about to show you.
All right, guys. So you heard my L's, marrying a single mom, getting left out in the cold, basically in the car, never came downstairs. But today we're going to talk about my W in terms of having 3 women in one day.
Let me stop you right there. I already don't believe you. It's super hard to think that anything they say is real when they constantly make stupid fucking claims like this one.
Not to mention they've both shown themselves to be frauds time and time again.
You know, we're both triple-digit notch count. He's in the quadruples.
There is no reality in the entirety of the fucking multiverse where this man has slept with one woman, let alone over 1,000 of them. Doctor Strange could peer into an endless multiverse and never find.
On Monday, I will find a play of friends getting rejected by the girl that he paid. Because I know that all they're doing is basically paying women to get onto their podcast. They proclaim they don't do that, but unfortunately, there's no way for them to prove that they are not paying them because 6 of the women have actually shown that they got paid by a birthday employee. Meaning they might not directly pay them, or Walter may not directly pay them, but somebody on the production staff has to pay them. Otherwise, they're not getting one.
And
That's
one
a funny thing.
where this guy slept with 1,000 women. They just say a whole bunch of made-up bullshit constantly.
But I met this guy at a pool party. He's an NBA player. I won't say his name for some reasons, but, you know, he's a pretty top-tier guy, high-value guy, right? I'm at the bar ordering drinks for my friends, and he says, yo, bro, what's a good spot to go party at tonight? I told him, look, bro, you can go downtown, you can go to Brickell, Wynwood, doesn't really matter, but I'm going to downtown because it's a really good spot. And then he's like, yo, bro, are you on Instagram?
And then he added me on Instagram, we became best friends, he got me a tryout with his NBA team, which I absolutely crushed and became a starter on the squad, setting NBA world records. He invited me to Thanksgiving at his parents' house, I fucked his mom, and then the whole family clapped. That would be more believable than the story he's about to tell from here.
I was like, perfect. Yeah, I am. So I gave him my Instagram, and lo and behold, he followed me. He said, wait, you know this chick? So he posted this girl's profile, because you can see who's following someone that you just added from like the following list. I was like, yeah, I know her, bro. I used to like do her back in the day. He's like, damn, that's my shorty want to come in town. So basically, We were smashing the same chick.
No, you weren't. The only thing you've been smashing is your meat into your hand, you liar. This story's already got more plot holes in it than Kingdom Hearts. Why would an NBA player go up to a random guy at a pool party to ask for a party later? He's clearly already connected. He found out about the pool party, so why would he go up to a complete stranger at a bar to ask for further advice on partying, and then going a step further to add him on Instagram? That just doesn't make any sense. Unless Fresh and Fit dropped to the floor and sucked his dick raw at the bar in front of everyone, why would this NBA player care to add him on Instagram? NBA players, celebrities, they don't follow like anybody at all, except for like actual close friends or business partners or something like that. So why would he add a complete stranger who he only asked one question to, where should I party? And past that, why would he then check who this new guy was following? Hey, pardon me, I couldn't help but notice that this girl that I'm piping is being followed by you. Are you that creepy stalker she has a restraining order against, or like, what's the deal there? Are you guys friends? Oh, you guys used to fuck too? Alright, fist bump. We just became best friends, let's go.
So he's like, yo, dude, you know what? I'm having a mansion party, like, the next day. Come through, I got you. All this time, you know, we linked up the same night at the party spot I was going to. We connected, and funny enough, we dated the same girls, like a bunch of them. It was crazy, you know. Like we always say, me and Myron, a lot of these girls share the same high value men and they're around in the same circles, right?
You have the gall, the chutzpah, to sit here and insult not only the intelligence of your viewers, but insult God himself with the claim that you and the NBA player were having sex with the same women. Do you honestly expect anyone in the world to believe that? And then to have the audacity
It can be true if he's paying for it.
To make the claim that women go for the same high value males, you are somehow putting yourself in the same ballpark as a fucking NBA player. You who runs one of the most laughed at podcasts on the internet since the My Little Pony fan club radio show. You think that you are a same level of high value male as an NBA player? Fucking mind-blowing.
I'm at his mansion party, right? There's like 40 girls and like 5 guys. In my head, I'm like, yo, real talk, this is crazy. Like, I've never been at a party where there's been this much girls compared to guys. So I'm like, yo, how's this gonna work? He says to me, yo, come through, bro. So he's like, yo, pick 3 that you want, and I got you. I was like, 3 that I want? This is like a buffet? Shoot, I'll take it.
Bro, this does not sound like an NBA player. This sounds like human trafficking. Pick any 3 girls and I got you. That should be like setting off alarm bells in your head, I would think. What might have happened is some guy came up to him and lied like, yeah, I'm in the NBA, I'm also ex-Special Forces, over 500 confirmed kills, and I fuck on the daily. In fact, hourly. In fact, I'm gonna be late for a threesome right now. But yeah, anyway, just going back to Fresh and Fit lore here. So our boy is now at a mansion with 45 topless babes, big asses, sodden, dripping vaginas, and every single one of them has his name shaved into their pubic hair, I bet.
So I was like, yo, I like her, and her. He goes, talks to them, calls them over, and I kid you not, I got a bedroom for you over here, do your thing. I'm like, what the heck? Is it that easy? So what happened was, like, I talked to them real quick, they were mad cool, and legit, guys, I could have a threesome with them, but I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, I had no idea what was going on. I was like, yo, this is too much for me. But
far be it from me to question the math here, but it would have been a foursome, not a threesome. Unless, of course, the 3 girls fucked each other and then told you to just go far away from them, like hide in the bathroom or something, which I imagine would have happened. Also, he speaks fondly of this event, but I imagine this was one of the worst days of all 3 of those women's lives. Assuming, of course, this story is real, which it's not, I'm just suspending disbelief for a moment. Obviously, he is literally making this shit up as he goes along.
What happened was, I did my thing with one of them, came back outside, hopped in the shower real quick, talked to the other one, went back in the room later on. So basically, I had 3 girls in one night. It sounds crazy, guys, but there's a whole other world outside of the regular dating circle where guys of high value can actually like set up certain things that regular guys can't.
What an incredible story. I can't wait for the sequel. Fresh and Fit in the Goblet of Fucking. I don't even understand the title of this video anymore. It's Pull Girls Easily, but doesn't seem like there was anything easy about this. He met someone that claimed to be an NBA player that invited him to a mansion and then assigned 3 women to fuck him. Like, that's not exactly a lesson that can translate to most people. Of course, it's all made up and shit, but the takeaway here is basically nothing. It's a fucking nothing burger. It's this.
Although Charles is right, the funny thing is, if that actually happened, that would be like the most best movie scene to possibly see at the plot twist. It will be hilarious, and y'all know it will be.
Guy trying to make himself look cool and embarrassing himself.
So translate that into like my own lifestyle. No, from Instagram, I say, you know what? I can have 3 in one day. Why can't I do it myself? Learning from Deals on Demand that you guys are gonna learn if you bought the course. We're gonna re-release it soon, coming up maybe like next month. That whole setup there can be done for yourself through Instagram or dating apps.
How is me buying your course going to help me fuck 3 times in one day? Right. Is the course just that NBA player's phone number for his mansion of sex? Like, there's just nothing you can really teach from this story you've told here. Nothing translates. There's no lesson. You picked 3 girls that a guy then instructed to have sex with you. And it never happened in the first place, and I hate that I keep suspending disbelief for even a fraction of a second to entertain the idea that this happened in reality, when we all know it didn't. But even still, what is the takeaway? There is nothing that happened in this whole video that could help some lonely guy at all.
Exactly.
You can take L's all your life, you can take W's.
And that's what I say, fresh and fit. Like, and it's stinky that I got joke fans of this, but I'm glad I didn't buy any, like, massive courses and stuff. The most that I bought from him was apparel and literally Myron's OSS Army bullshit. Like, that was literally the only stuff that I put my money towards them, and was just that. So I'm glad it was just that and not anything extra, because it was just obvious BS. Like, they faked it and never made it.
But the point here is that, like, you can have whatever you want in this life. You made that choice. So for me, I was at a point where 3 a day was easily done through Instagram, and that's what I did.
But even in this fantasy, that's not what you did. Right. You didn't set up 3 girls in one day through Instagram or anything like that.
Nah.
A guy did it for you. He fucking told them to have sex with you. You didn't talk to them through Instagram, you didn't get to know them or anything like that. Even in their own stories, they can't help but just treat women like objects. Like, yeah, he gave me 3 women to fuck. And that's why I'm the king of Instagram dating. Like, what are you talking about? It's so fucking wild. It's incredibly embarrassing. I don't know how they can post things like this and not feel any amount of shame. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about this one, and that's about it.
That's crazy. Basically, I don't know the phone for 6 minutes, but it's just stupid how, it's just stupid how the red pill community is literally just like this. It's just a whole bunch of people who fake a lifestyle, go after weak, lonely men to get them to buy their $201 courses and think that they're doing a positive reinforcement inside of the society. Like, it boggles my mind that I literally thought that was an actual solution to the problems in the world, where I already knew what the problem was. The problem is that this connection that men and women are having because of what's happening with big businesses and what's happening with social media. Social media literally made it almost impossible to talk with women or a man's perspective. From a man's perspective, my bad. Because beforehand, you only had literally whoever was in your city or whoever was in your vicinity that you can cover. Before Instagram, before Facebook, before YouTube, before all this stuff, you were stuck with whatever you had surrounding you. And that, unfortunately, made it already difficult enough, because if you were not considered attractive, or if you were not considered material that a girl would actually want to date, you had to basically move to a different area where if you had to do any type of improvements, it wouldn't be improvements that would force you to literally change your whole entire identity. It would just be, little small fixes and, little small screw-ins or whatever you're missing at that time. And then you'll be able to get a woman that you really want to be with if there was any inside the new area. But now, with Instagram, with TikTok, Snapchat, and all this extra stuff, a woman has literally so much attention drawn to them that if they get hit on by a risk guy, or what they perceive to be a risk guy, and then somebody like me versus just walk up and like something like this, walk up to them, I'm pretty sure one of their first reactions is, ew, why would I want somebody that works at Target going out with me? Like, and mind you, I'm not attractive in the standards of like being ranked 1 through 10. Most women will probably give me a 4 or 3. Like, being realistic. And then if they get to know me, maybe I'll reach up to a 5, maybe I'll reach up to a 6. But with everything being said, if it was just based off of looks, I'll have a terrible time. However, when it comes to once you start getting money, once you're starting to get yourself improved a lot more with the personality and stuff like that, and then you understand, okay, chances of me getting rejected are high just because of what women have available to them. But if you're able to speak with a woman without there being a disconnection with the chemistry you're trying to make, you will have a somewhat fair time of being able to at least talk with them, but still getting a number, still being able to do something furthermore after that, still very well. Beforehand, if you did everything that I just stated and there was no Instagram or no social media involved, you have a pretty okay chance to say maybe like a 70% chance to actually have it go further on than what it was or what it is currently in this day and age. So it's just, you gotta basically take your wins with history and take your L with history. Thanks to the creation of social media, dating life is really cooked for average men on the low. And like I said, if we're doing like a red pill type of like, I guess a selection, a red pill type of selection, where we're actually ranking off the numbers and stuff like that, when we're just doing looks. Yeah, a lot of dudes that are like a 5 or 1 below have zero chance. Even if they were to say, oh, hey, how you doing this? Like, unless that woman is so done with social media, she's not going to have a conversation with you. Because she's going to picture you with whatever is currently settled with her that she wants to have inside of her life. Now, of course, not all women have that availability in social media. The problem is that is what is being pumped out on social media. Is the fact that, oh snap, as a lonely dude who's watching the couples and stuff like that, but the couple inside the picture, specifically since it's a lonely dude, the ad is going to show you women that look just like the woman that is inside the video. You're cooked. Because then now you're starting to think, oh, hey, I should be able to get this type of woman. I should be able to get this type of woman. I should be able to get her, and her. Because this ad is showing me this type of woman. But in reality, you can try to go after someone that's at your level or below your level. But then you're also screwing up, being, I guess, sashes with that, because now you're basically saying, damn, I gotta settle for something that I don't want. Although I don't think that is fascist. I think that's, I'm probably a little for definitely, but anyways, I know most of y'all ain't gonna watch this whole entire live stream anyways, but when it comes to literally just the selection of men dating women, unfortunately, you have to be high value to be able to have a selection of women that you want to date, but you also have to remember where you came from. Because if you forget where you came from, you're just going to cause a societal lapse that is going to eventually destroy society, your fellow astronaut in society, and you're just going to destroy your economic lineage and want to destroy your wealth within a couple of moments of you trying to match what a female that's going on in your life. Like, that's all you're going for. So, that's all I've got for this live stream. I do hope that y'all enjoy it. If you're on YouTube, please like and subscribe. If you're not on YouTube, if you're on Twitch, go ahead and follow me. If you're on Rumble, please like and, follow me at Rumble. And if you're on TikTok and you see my profile picture that I have on YouTube or on Rumble, follow me on TikTok also. The plan for honestly the next several streams that is basically going to be trying to get my PlayStation 3 hooked up to my PC and also hook up PC back up to the monitor so that way I can go ahead and ball out. Because if I can ball out this little motherfucker, I'm gonna have a fun time. But long story short, basically, I'm trying to be able to get myself in a position where I can, literally be doing, sorry. Look at me, I'm at the wrong thing. Literally, I'm gonna be trying to be, playing these type of games. I don't want to be continuously, reacting to other people's videos without their permission and then forgetting to, put them on and then have my content demonetized because I'm using somebody else's content. And, some people don't like it when I use their content out of text, or out of context. Some people do, some people are okay with me using their content without context, but I do want to be on the safe side. However, when it comes to the live stream part, I can't really show y'all the videos and all that stuff with that link to them and stuff like that because all of this is not planned. Y'all can tell all of this is not planned. I'm literally going with the flow of what I'm trying to get y'all to understand when it comes to the money part of everything. But then I know some of these didn't even have anything to do with money, but it's to show y'all the downfall of having money but leaving behind who you used to be. That's what I want people to understand is basically with the communication skills and basically understanding where you came from. Once you get the money, you can do what you wanted to do back when you were younger. It's just you did lose some time to get to that point. But always remember, you still have time to go ahead and do what you always wanted to do. You just have to understand, do you want to have this same situation happen to whoever you get or whoever you help free into this world? That's the biggest thing. And honestly, it's up to you guys. So, from next week going forward, in March, like I said, I'm literally going to have my descriptions done differently. It's literally going to be links all over YouTube, so my view count is really going to go down significantly, or it could stay the same, or it could possibly improve. I don't know. I am still a small creator. I am still getting, into the rhythm of being able to do what I need to do. But I do want y'all to understand all this stuff that's happening right now in the world. I'm telling you right now, it's going to hit and it's going to hit hard. So if you want to be making money, you want to put yourself in a good financial situation, I got y'all, alright? My Patreon's going to be inside the descriptions of all my videos from now on. All my source, all my long founds, and on my live stream. I'm going to try to do that also. But just know that I'm going to have affiliate links in there. So, quick disclaimer. I'm going to have affiliate links in my future videos. Any purchases that are made through clicking on the affiliate links may come with a commission, a small commission. to me with no extra cost to you. With that small commission coming to me, I will be able to improve the quality of the stream. I will be able to go ahead and get better equipment so I can give you guys a better access point of creativity that hopefully meets up to your standards. So, you know, any support on that point really does help. And I really do want to give y'all the best possible value to ever get yourself up to the next level. So, if y'all, you know, mess with me and stuff like that, subscribe, follow on, you know, all the social media accounts that I'm going to have on my description. And then Monday, we're going to go ahead and actually look at a couple of clips of Griffin Fit basically getting disowned and dismantled by the Rayon fans. So, I'll catch you guys next time. Peace. And make sure you guys are also looking at other people to see what they got actually works better for you. Because again, I'm not the only person on YouTube. Hopefully you guys are actually paying attention and learning from multiple different resources. Alright, peace.